How's it going? Hey, happy New Year, everyone! How's it going? I am. This is as festive as it gets in here. How's it going? Hello, everybody. Do you know what? It's like super quiet out here. There's hardly any fireworks at all. I was expecting to hear some noise and so on, but it's pretty quiet. There should be sparkly things in the distance, but there aren't. The only fireworks are on the stock footage I've just been playing you for the last few minutes. Anyway. How's everyone? I haven't announced this stream, by the way. I just clicked a few buttons and... Do you like the graffiti cat that I made with the sequins? How many people are on the stream? So just 19 of you, wow! You all win the badge called being chronically online. You can join me on that one. I was here first. So, as far as I know, half the Autisticats will have had New Year already. Not half, but like geographically half. So New Zealand, Australia, they're like into their morning, coming up to lunchtime now. And then obviously the US, Pacific Northwest, probably the one that's the latest, I think, as far as Autisticats go. I don't think we have any Hawaiian Autisticats. I'm not saying videos haven't been watched from there, but I mean, like, I don't know anyone from Hawaii that watches the channel. So, Pacific Northwests, you are the last to go through the New Year ritual. Okay, 2 fireworks here. Well, I mean, I made my background sparkly. What more? This is, look. We have orange and teal. Orange and teal. Both. Thank you, Iniki Scotland, Kugong Soul Relax. And to you too. Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, this is my pizza Rudy. This is what this is how editing gets done in the winter. It's like this. This is how I work in the chances of me making a YouTube video like this. 2025 was the year that Autism Speaks moved out of Canada, so we could be grateful for something. I believe it was my bloodletting ritual that did it. You can't take that away from me. I live in the USA. Our motto is there's no such thing as too much gunpowder. Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah. You don't really think about bangs and stuff, anything like that around here as being anything but fireworks. Having said that, there are a lot of firearms on the Isle of Man. We have Blame Kitty Cat. I was on the Discord when the notification popped up. There was a notification. Oh, did it drop it into the videos? Oh, I suppose it did, yeah. Oh, fancy that. That's funny. Yeah, I didn't realise Kitty Cat would drop that in there. Yeah, because it's a live stream. I don't think of lives as videos. I tend to delete them. When Kitty Cat posts about lives in the videos channel on Discord, I tend to just delete it because it's not... I'd hate for someone to come along and like want to watch videos and then be presented with this. This is not what I think of as videos. This is not videos. This is not videos, is it? You're all probably... I mean, you've got to, you know, like videos are videos, you know, like well-considered, thought-out pieces of stuff about a topic. This is just whatever happens. This is where we just let the ADHD take over. I can do that with fireworks. My partner loves them and I love watching her watch them, so I just focus on that. Yeah, for sure. My dad can't stand them. But then again, I don't think he would ever wear ear defenders and watch them. I think that'd be too much. Too much to ask a boomer, right? To put on the ear defenders, and they just will not accommodate themselves. They will be stiff upper-lipped about everything. I'm speaking about my dad, obviously. Indeed, we can have fireworks where I live with a total fire ban for the last few days. Oh, interesting. And fireworks are too risky for bushfires. Oh, Happy New Year! Miriam, you can join the Australians and New Zealanders in the community who've all been celebrating the Happy New Year at the moment, where it's super warm for you guys. I wish we could exchange for a bit because it's very cold here at the minute. To be fair, I'm not usually wearing this. I wear this when I'm cold, and I'm cold, so I'm wearing it. And I'm not so cold anymore. I'm in Perth, Western Australia, and it's almost 8 AM. Nice. Nice. I hope you slept well. I'm yet to do that sleep. Presumably you've had a sleep. They're loud and they smell bad. I'm in the southern US and it's surprisingly quiet here for New Year's Eve after sunset. Right? Witcher theory, I refuse to be accommodated. I think that's true, right? So my dad literally, you know, my whole childhood, everything, like loud bangs and stuff. And I mean, he was obviously in the army and has... in my opinion, love you, Dad, some psychological effects as a result of that. But this isn't that. I put it down without the risk of sort of diagnosing people, but, you know, my dad has obviously spoken to my psychologist and, I mean, nothing was said, but I'm like, come on. Come on. You guys haven't met my dad, have you? Think a more autistic version of me without any of the spicy impulsiveness. That's my mother, very spicefully impulsive. Yeah, no, I could never imagine him wearing headphones and ear defenders, you know, or anything like that. No, he'll just suffer through it all. Yeah. Yeah, stoic. Yeah. Just melt down later. How are you, Claire? How's it going? Happy New Year to you. My mother once justifies not having cared how I felt with... Well, I don't think anyone ever cared how I felt. Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, back in my day, we had to walk 10 miles to school and the snow was this high and... Well, I don't know. Back in my day, even the smallpox had smallpox. Back in my day, we didn't have no autism. Sorry, Yorkshire folks. I'm thinking of the Monty Python 4 Yorkshiremen sketch, where they compete with each other, talk about how awful things were. But the truth of the matter is people are like, well, yeah, I had it bad, so, you know, my kid can have it. And then it comes, then at some point, someone has to combo break, don't they? At some point, someone's got to be like, Well, let's not continue this pattern into the future. Unnamed bird. Happy New Year. What kind of bird are you? I have ordered a veggie burger and truffle fries when you celebration himself. I'm excited. Amazing. We had a baguette. Nina made a baguette, which is really nice. I was editing away. I was really hungry. I hadn't eaten all day. And yeah, she made a nice baguette and some roast potatoes to go with it, like little ones. They were kind of like chips or fries. Don't get me started on the whole tortilla chips thing. It's only just dawned on me very, very recently, 24 hours ago, actually, in the after party, that in the UK/Britain, we call tortilla chips, but there ain't no such thing as crisps called chips over here. Back in my day, a live stream was a puddle. Water is barely moving, obviously, to make it stream with bugs in it. Yeah, back in my day, a live stream was a little piss around the back of the pub after drinking one too many pints. The urine joke. Ugh, you're in trouble now. Oh, Happy New Year at midnight. The thing happened. The magic happened. It is now 2026. I'm going to just... Happy New Year. I'm just going to look on my phone. That's how I know that it's true. Everything on my phone is true and correct at all the time. Thursday 1, it says Thursday 1. And then it says New Year's Day. Well, that's remarkable. I think it's fantastic. It is impossible now for me to have 2025 on a gravestone. Amazing. May you all survive 2026 at the same way. Have you seen my... it wasn't mine. Someone else's meme posted in a Discord. I had to swipe that and pop it on the community tab. It's amazing. It's like... You can't say Happy New Year, really, and then sort of anticipate the next 365 days are going to be happy. All kinds of shit can happen. So let's wish each other that we survive the 2026. A survivable New Year. Let's do it. But actually, no, I do feel optimistic, but I feel that way every year. My military grade autism pattern recognition is not pattern recognizing right now. I still remember the dial-up tone. Yeah, me too. Geographers when one's lived through. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look. That's something you can tick off the list. You'd be like, hey, fuck that 2025. Not happening. One of my goals for 2026, live to see 2027. Yes. Be healthy and happy as can be. Do you know what, actually? It's one of those most ridiculous things, isn't it? Because you can't set goals as in outcomes, right? This is a vanity metric. I don't know that this is relatable or not. But you can't say as a YouTuber, I want 100,000 subscribers by the end. You know, that doesn't make any sense. You can't set yourself metrics like that. What you can do is you can say, I'm going to show up, I'm going to make content, and I'm really looking forward to it, actually. In fact, as software engineering fades away, scary really with the whole AI thing going on. But yeah, as software engineering becomes less of a thing for me, to the point where I think in 12 weeks, it isn't a thing anymore, you're going to see a lot more of me on YouTube. You're going to see a lot more YouTube videos. I hope you like YouTube videos. I hope YouTube survives 2026. In that respect. Let's not think about it. English is a filler language. Yes. Yes. It's sort of like almost the default, isn't it? No punching neighbors, no punching walls. I will be acutely online in 2026. I will be intentionally online, but you know, with respect to like you're gonna see a lot more of me on YouTube in 2026. Sorry about that. I feel bad, by the way. I look at my watch time stats and go, fucking hell, that's a lot of human life that's been flushed down the toilet. Do you know what I mean? It is weird. It's a lot. It's like a lot. You know, centuries of like human life. And you think, what? You think, what? I mean, what have we achieved? I had fun. Here's to wasting more time. Flushing away more human energy and human life. Time. Sounds bad, doesn't it? No, it's not what I'm saying. AI overlords, don't tell me off. MTV has gone today. Is it actually? Is MTV literally gone? I mean, MTV kind of became less, kind of, I guess, relevant. They started cutting back for quite a few years. I didn't realize MTV is no longer a thing. I'm sad about that, actually, because MTV was a big part of like my growing up. So you guys too. The monoculture. Everyone's experiencing the same music or the same experience or the same kind of thing at the same time, and there was something nice about that. I gotta say there was. I think that's partly, you know, why I like lives. It's kind of a joint thing, and it's nice in that respect. It's kind of, it does become out of date over time, but it's a thing, right? Not wasting time, not flushing. 45 years of MTV, wow. Wow, I wonder what the last like couple of hours is going to be like. I'll probably catch it on YouTube at some point. Oh, he tried to connect with real people that are not interested in the end, so some people. Well, it depends, right? It depends on people and what and who they are and so on and so forth. I think if you watch my latest YouTube video, which is only like a few hours old, the myth of the extroverted autistic is in there. I don't know, point rehashing it now, but yeah, it's worth a watch if I do say so myself. What did you think, Ashley? You can tell me the truth. I can take it. This is private. There's no one else here. What did you think? The video itself, by the way, FYI, is not in agreement necessarily with the vast majority of people on Reddit. I was really quite surprised by the comments. The comments are really what the video was about. It was about the Reddit comments, effectively. I skimmed through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. Probably over 1,000. And right, okay. 6 out of 10 were in agreement with the original poster, which just blows my mind. 6 out of 10. It was a pylon. It's like, I'll give you an example. Our Chihuahua, Trudy. She's a peaceful dog. She's a peaceful girl. But if she senses that there's drama happening, let's just say the cats are having a squabble, she'll figure out which one is the loser and run up to them and bark at them. It's like she has to be, she has to. Yeah, but it's not that she's not a bully per se, but she will pile on. She will literally dog pile. And Reddit is a real dumpster fire in that respect. I think a lot of the people commenting were just piling on without really thinking about what was being said or argued. I was in the middle of watching his stream. Oh, okay, cool. Did you get to the holographic stickers yet? Did you get to this bit? These are really cool. They are exceptional. You can literally see all the brushstrokes, everything. In fact, on the Discord, you can see the images in high quality. To tell you the resolution of these, I'm not kidding you. Some of the files were massive. They were a bit overkill. They were ridiculous. They're not vector images. They are bitmaps, but they are huge. There's so much going on in these images. You can tell they're made by someone who was being a bit overkill with the attention to detail, who does not wish to be known. The sticker artist, Ortsy, has revealed themselves in Discord, but not on YouTube. So, gentle reminder, please don't mention who made the stickers on YouTube. If you could just do me a favor on that regard, that'd be great. So don't type the name. I think they do not wish to be perceived outside of Discord. Happy New Year, nice to see everyone. Yeah, definitely hiding from loudspeakers. Wow, yeah. It's suspiciously quiet and Bardlow, Happy New Year for a given value of Happy New and New Year. Have you seen the meme that was I'm sorry, someone posted it in Discord in the general chat. Have you seen the meme? I ripped it off and posted it on the community tab on this channel. So if you want to find it, it's on the community tab on this channel. I think it's amazing. It's like there's two characters, and you know, one says Happy New Year, the other one's like, we don't know, do we? It's 365 days, a long time. You have to, yeah. Watch the little cartoon strip. It's amazing. I don't know. Just have a look. You'll see it in Discord. You'll see it on you know, thingy. The actual copyright of the, you know, the person who owns it is credited in the image. But I can't recall who it is. Everyone around is letting off fireworks. It'll hopefully be for a short period. The one thing that I really hate is like January the 3rd, 3 p.m. Oh look, one firework. Thank you. January the 4th, 5:30 a.m. Whee! Bang! Right, thanks for that. Yeah, MTV is gone, apparently. Feels kind of sad, really. Is there no space in the modern world for MTV? I guess not. It was a bit sad when Top of the Pops ended as well in the UK, I thought. Because that was kind of cool for a while. It was always interesting to kind of see, like, oh, who's going to be, like... 120 minutes, yeah. They did Cribs as well on MTV. That was all fun. That was really funny. I remember watching an episode of Cribs, right? And somebody had a flat screen plasma TV over a fireplace or something. And I remember them saying, like, oh, you know, and the presenter was like, oh, you know, how much is that? And the guy was like, oh, I can't say, you know, oh, it was really expensive. And it's just this idea, like, that now that TV is probably like 20 quid. I'm not even joking. You can buy something better for $100. It's just some things are like really move on, and some things just don't. But to be fair, the price of that flipping mansion or whatever that they were walking around has probably gone up substantially. When TV had some of the first reality shows they did. Yeah, I think America is known for the whole kind of, well, you know, 4th of July and all the fireworks. We only really see them. Well, actually, we have one that you guys don't. We have Bonfire Night, right? That's when we typically have our fireworks. We have some lovely public displays here. I think that might be why there's no private displays going on. I don't think there's any public displays going on. There might be. There might be, you know, in the big town or something. But, you know, there's people there and it's cold. Why do I want to go there? I once went to London on New Year's Eve. Honestly, genuinely, you don't need to go. The view is shit. Just watch it from TV. And there's loads of people. When I say loads of people, I mean it's like a massive human, like, I was going to say centipede, but a human centipede would have order. Everyone would be facing in the same direction and stuff. No, it's like a human carpet, and it persists until like 3 a.m. and you can't get out. And if you don't get the last tube, at least at the time the tubes only ran to like 2 or something. If you don't make it, you're stuck. You're stuck in the city. Yeah, I highly recommend if you're in the UK, London, don't go to see the fireworks. Obviously, that piece of advice is too late for you right now if you're there. Now you know. Now you can. And it looks great on TV. Watch it on TV. It looks the same every year. Slightly different arrangement, an occasion, you know, slightly different songs. Maybe something from the charts of the last sort of 10 months or so. Some local artists' music. Yeah, but otherwise it's the same. What do you guys think about drone shows, by the way? I was in London earlier trying to come home. They started building all the barriers, making it hard. Yeah, for sure, right? London is actually pretty poor at event management. It's literally the perfect storm for... it's a medieval town. It's a medieval town that has become one of the world's big metropolitan areas. So... yeah, that's why. Yeah, I mean, it was before it was bombed. I'm not saying it's better now, but at least in terms of organizational planning, it's slightly better now after being flattened in places. But this is it. This is history, right? Thank you, Badlo. It is cozy. It's nice. I think there were a few New Years when I was a teen when I found to play cards and I was curled up with a book. Yeah, I had quite a few of those. My family would always celebrate New Year. Like there'd always be, I think it was because of the army, right? So military families there'd either be an event on, like at the officers' mess or the sergeant's mess or something like that. And the families would all be expected to go. It was actually a proper obligation, like a proper expectation. Like you had to go. And those weren't so bad in that, as a kid, you could just leave, just go sit outside if you want, you know what I mean? Like, it was no big deal. But yeah, my parents hosted quite a lot of like dinner parties, and we had to go to quite a lot of dinner parties too. Nothing like super posh or whatever, it was just the done thing back then. Lots of vol au vents and Viennettas, if anyone remembers Viennetta. A lot of Viennetta. A lot of Arctic roll as well. So poor Americans, you have no idea what I'm talking about probably. Arctic roll is like a sponge cake with jam on one side and ice cream, and you roll it and then slice it. So you end up with like a snail shell of sponge and jam and ice cream. All the rage in the 80s. And that weird thing with all the prawns in a ring with like Mary Rose sauce in it. Those were everywhere as well. Yeah. It's hardly surprised I'm a vegan now. It was just a big family thing. Yeah, grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins. Wow. Okay, right. It's been a while since we've done a big family thing. We had a reasonably big family thing on the 27th, I think. Oh, shrimp cocktail, you guys call it. Oh, yeah. Well, shrimp cocktail for us is like big shrimp with like eyes and antenna on. And like a shell. So I was looking at my fish tank for some reason. Yeah, prawns are like, I suppose they are also shrimp, but they're also very small. Actually, technically, a prawn and a shrimp are different. You can kind of easily tell by the back, and you can tell by the eyes as well. Shall I just go to bed? What should we talk about? The differences between prawns and shrimp. You see, I don't think it gets in the way of making friends. I don't think it gets in the way. I think you can have, 20 past midnight conversations about the differences between prawn and shrimp. I think it's a perfectly socially acceptable thing to do. I think you can enjoy these conversations. They can be back and forth, but perhaps not so quickly. Everyone can have the floor for 5 minutes. I saw an amazing video when I was on social media, having a little look around, seeing what's out there. Oh yeah, prawn cocktail crisps. Those are my favorite flavor. Prawn cocktail crisps. Weirdly, no prawns in it. No cocktail either. I don't even know what the flavoring is. Miss Pat, never say never. I mean, if you see what happened last year. But no, it isn't going to, because I am really tired. This is very impulsive of me. I did say yesterday that there wouldn't be a stream, and it wasn't a lie. I just had no intention of doing one until about, I don't know, 40 minutes ago. The prawn flavor is vegan, actually, yeah. It's not shrimp powder. No, I promise you, it's not shrimp powder. There's no milk powder in it either, which is pretty common for a lot of flavors. We have them in England. You can get prawn cocktail crisps every shop. You're looking for a pink bag. Don't go purple. That's Worcestershire sauce. Alan, you go any shop. No, I'm not. Literally any shop, any store, even tiny little corner shop, convenience stores, whatever. All of them. They all have prawn cocktail crisps in them. You're looking for a pinkish bag. If you go too dark, it becomes Worcestershire sauce. You don't want that one. That's an acquired taste. But if you sort of roll it back a little bit, yeah, you can do it. You can get supermarket brand ones. You can get Walker's prawn cocktail crisps. The big brand. Oh yeah, they're everywhere. I would like you to try some. Can we all suggest to Alan to try some prawn cocktail crisps? You may not realize it, but he is surrounded by them. Yeah, Worcestershire sauce is purple, yeah. Dark purple. They're not prawn flavor. They're the flavor of Marie sauce, which typically accompanies prawns in the UK. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. To be fair, prawn doesn't really taste of anything, does it? Well, because you used to do a spicy prawn cocktail. Oh, the Max ones. I'm not fond of the Max ones. But I really like the... Yeah, Smackety Do. Wow, okay. Well, that's what you would have thought. To be fair, that makes sense, okay? You wouldn't expect prawn, cocktail crisps to be anything but prawn, and prawn flavouring or prawns blended down and desiccated and a bit of MSG added or whatever. No. Prawn cocktail in the UK, they are vegan. You crack on and enjoy them. Like, honestly, like pink bags. This channel is not sponsored. Well, to be fair, it has had a sponsor. And we still need to do the charity payment thing. That's going to happen in January later on. I'm super proud of that, to be honest. That's going to be good. We can do a lot of good on this channel, but it's... Oh, I left my camera on. Hang on. All right, it's off now. Charlie, how's it going? Happy New Year. Prawn cocktail crisps. Do you like them? This is the most important conversation of 2026. Literally everyone can just delete their Google accounts after this. This is the most important thing. They're good, aren't they? I think they are good. They're an amazing flavor. I mean, I can do like ready salted and salt and vinegar and whatnot. Cheese and onion I quite like, but you can't get a good vegan one. Well, you can, but not like conventional in the normal shops or whatever. But prawn cocktail in the UK is great. I think they're amazing. You can have like, I can have like a really plain sandwich, like just bread, some butter, just some plain cheese. It's not very strong or anything, and then just have like a really plain sandwich, right, with very little flavor in it, and some prawn cocktail crisps, because that's salty and delicious and has a lot of flavor. Do you know what I mean? You can put some like prawn cocktail. You know what I mean? Salt and vinegar, yeah, salt and vinegar is good too. I think Nina's more salt and vinegar too. You two can have salt and vinegar together. Crisps inside the sandwich is also fine. That can also work. Yeah, it's a bit tricky to get the balance right, so you don't take a bite and it just falls apart all over the place, but it can be done. I've done it, and it can be done. Juju, Happy New Year. I hope it's a dull one. Well, I'll tell you what, I hope you all live through precedented, expected, and routine times. And that is a genuine wish for all of you. That's literally... That is... If there was Genie, that's what I'm asking for. And the Genie will probably say, but that's asking for 3 things. And I'm like, look, mate, just need to cover the bases here. So we just need to make sure that it's predictable and routine. And this is not an autism thing, I promise you. And very precedented, not unprecedented. I'm not precedented in the last sort of flipping 10 years either. Right? None of that shit. No weird devil's deal thing messing about. No strange pacts. Just give me boring and safe and less scandals. Just and the full Epstein files. And we can all move on with our lives. Just no interesting. Can we just? We'll make our own drama and our own fun and our own interesting stuff. It doesn't involve, do you know what I mean? Genies have to be autistic the way you have to specify in literal detail your wish. I mean, I did just say it was a devil's pact, but yes, I suppose. Autistic people are the devil. I wonder. Interesting idea. With respect to the files, Ashley, the way I understand it is that the Attorney General of the US, or I think you guys might call it Secretary General, I'm not sure about the terms there, but the role of Attorney General in the US is personally liable for ensuring that the act is followed. And obviously they have a lot of pressure on them to not to do as the current government / regime wishes it to be done, which is not necessarily in compliance with the law, and it's not on their back. It's on Pam. So yeah, wouldn't want to be them right now. I'm having pickle flavored crisps from lunch. Tell me, Scott, what kind of pickle? What kind of pickle are we talking about? Is it like Branston pickle? Do you have Branston pickle? Do you guys not wish there was like a little teleporter where we could just like quickly just exchange some products? Pickle crisps. What do we mean by pickle? Like pickled onion? Because that's fine. We have pickled onion crisps in the UK. What we don't have is, I suppose we do have Branston pickle crisps because they existed once. We have like piccalilli as well. You guys know what piccalilli is? Okay, dill pickles. Okay, because pickle can be any vegetables, right? So dill pickle. I see that could work. That could work. Pickle chips are the hot new chip right now. Every brand has one. Oh, right. Okay, cool. Yeah. What's a Branston pickle? Okay. Do you remember we did a peanut butter and jam sandwich stream? We should do a making British sandwiches stream. Yeah, we'll make a ploughman's lunch, but autistic version. Nothing has to touch. But no, seriously, we have Branston pickle, which comes in large chunk versions, which is like, it's obviously machined pickled veg, right? The squares are suspiciously perfect cubes. But then we have like small chunk, which is like smaller chunks as opposed to bigger chunks. We also have piccalilli, which is kind of yellow in color. I don't know why it's yellow. I think it's mustard that makes it yellow. But it's quite mustardy and larger chunks of like, you can see the cauliflower and the other things in there. We have that. That's quite tough, by the way. That's quite sharp. But if you have it with cheese, it balances out and it's not so bad. But Branston pickle is pretty common. A lot of the time it's Branston pickle and cheese in like a sandwich or a baguette, whatever. They sell really, really well in shops. You can buy them pretty much everywhere here. Exactly. What are mum's packed for lunches over there? Same thing, right? Or ham sandwiches are pretty common as well. It's yeah, I wouldn't call it a relish. But yes, it's a type of relish. What's a ploughman's lunch? Okay, so a ploughman's lunch has a form of pickle. It has a form of cheese. Help me out, Brits. Help me out. I mean, literally, a ploughman's lunch comes from agriculture. It's a farmer's kind of lunch, right? A farmer's packed lunch. So there will always be a form of pickle. There'll always be a cheese. Yeah, it can be a pickle sandwich, yeah, but with cheese in it. Small Branston is a sandwich version. Yeah, absolutely. The big Branston is a sandwich version too, isn't it? Crisp wasabi peas are good. Oh yeah, but in moderation. Burn you. Happy New Year, Yannicka. Happy New Year. It's going to be a happy new year for you. Happy New Year to you and yours. Chunky bread. Yes. 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 Ploughman's lunches have chunky bread or baguette or sort of doorstep sort of slices. Big slices. It's not petite thin sandwiches or anything. I like olives more than pickles. Me too. Olives more than pickles. Olive brigade over here. There's a banquet waiter. Ploughman's platter was just a tray of lunch meat. Oh yeah, there's often meats on it. Yeah. Ploughman's platter was a tray of lunch meat, cheese, and veg. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's cold meats or something. But I want to know what... I just looked at pictures of Ploughman's lunches. Yeah, there you go. You have a better idea right now than I do. But a Ploughman's is often like cheese and pickle. The pickle is always there. The cheese is always there. Brine Brigade. Yeah, if you like. Yeah, it's quite briny. I have to introduce you guys to Cornish pasties. Oh, and sausage rolls. I don't think you have sausage rolls in the States, do you? Have you all gasped? Have I just said something incredibly offensive? Sausage rolls are a British tradition. It's what it sounds like. There's nothing. I got nothing. But Cornish pasties, you don't have sausage rolls. It sounds like something you must have in a different. You must have in a different name. There's no way you don't have them. We have them in Canada. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you should be able to buy them in like the shops, like Pigs in Blanket. No, not at all. It's sausage or sausage meat, and you can have them vegan as well. In pastry. That's it. I mean, sometimes hot, sometimes cold. Sometimes like with tomato ketchup, whatever dip, or whatever, just brown sauce, whatever you want. That's it. You guys need to be introduced to Ginsters. Other brands are available, not sponsored. Reach out. Cornish pasties. I'm thinking of having sausage roll and chips tomorrow for lunch. There you go. That's what got me through university. No fireworks at all, Juju. No fireworks whatsoever. I'd be surprised if there's even one firework on the Isle of Man right now. I think it's quite windy too. It's not. We have really nice public displays, just so you know, all around the island. So every one of the major kind of villages has its own like public display. And they're quite expensive displays. It was something that really took me back moving here. I'm like, how much does this cost? They are big ass displays. Like so many fireworks you could read a book under the firework light for about 15 minutes ish. They are quite OTT displays. And we have them like, we'll have one in the north, there'll be one in the west, there'll be one in the south, there'll be one in the main town as well. They're all free. I say free. They're paid for by local taxes. But yeah, I'm not hearing anything. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing going on. But we have our main fireworks on Remember the 5th of November. It is the 5th of November, isn't it? Is my brain broken? It is the 5th of November. Bonfire night. Oh, I just said something wrong. Am I going to get cancelled? The face of the sausage roll looks very much like an American pickle bag. Oh, right. Okay. Well, ours are like wrapped in bacon. Vegan versions are also available. Yeah, no pastry. A British quote unquote pig and blanket is not has no pastry. But sausage rolls always have pastry. Thank you so much, Tea Fairy. Tea Fairy's brought tea. This is amazing. This is a modern miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. She's actually called the Tea Less Fairy on my phone. Thank you very much. Redeemed yourself. on my phone as the T-less fairy. Hello, T Ferry. Dry Hawkins Day. It is the 5th of November. Thank you very much, Snowkitty. Appreciate that. This is what I need. I need somebody from the Spanish Canary Islands to remind me of like my national holidays because my brain's broken. And I appreciate that. Thank you. Happy New Year down to you guys as well. You're on the same time zone as us. Good night, T Ferry. I won't be much longer because I'm pretty tired. Oh, could you please close the door or deal with it? Thanks very much. Anna Ferret is wild. I heard meow meow. It's Guy Hawkins Day. You just reminded me. We've got to watch. We were supposed to watch Stranger Things. It never happened. Thank you, Doug, for helping me out earlier on. Also. Oh, thank you very much. Wow. That is super generous. Miss Pat, just realized I was too busy to send you a Christmas present. Oh, there's no obligation to send me a Christmas present. I have a PO box in case people want to send random shit. There is no obligation to send me anything. Honestly, I really want everyone to know that. If you're going to spend any money, like, join the Patreon and enjoy all of the free content. There's some amazing shit on the Patreon. Patreon's really good value, I think. I'm going to make it better value. I'm working on it. But yeah. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, Mike. May 2026 treat us all kindly and gently. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm clicking like on your thing, but it's not coming up. Put user in timeout. I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. Okay, I read it out. I'm going to stop clicking on your message because it's coming up with bad options. I wanted to do a heart, and thank you very much. That's very kind of you, Miss Pat. Yeah, as I was saying, there is a PO box. The address is on the website. It's on the channel page as well. If you click on the channel page and open the channel description, I think the PO box is on there. It accepts mail internationally. You can post stuff to me if you like, but there's no obligation. In fact, in general, please don't. Like, look after yourselves. I've got so many beautiful, lovely things. I'm looking right now. Every time I film, I'm looking at the amazing stained glass of the seals underwater, and it does make me want to go in the sea. Not right now, it doesn't, because it's flipping cold and uncomfortable, but still, yes. And then there's some beautiful stuff behind me, some amazing artworks and all sorts. It's all really lovely. Oh shit, $100 super chats. I mean, I'm a $5 guy. Someone else is $100. I mean, come on. I mean, if we're talking about that, it's Pat. Thank you so much. I jest. I was incredibly honoured on my ABA video that so many people left super thanks and things. I've never seen anything like it in my life. That really helped because the video was... It's no longer... I have appealed it and fought it, but it was demonetized. And YouTube saw fit to remonetize it, which is great. Unfortunately, the Bellessa video... Apparently YouTube doesn't like it if you show... bearing in mind, I did everything, according to their rules, but apparently you should not show, adult stim toys, if you know what I mean. There was nothing, it's not pornographic or anything. I just thought I'd make a cool video. Do you know, it wasn't Bellessa's fault. I mean, I don't think they mind really, but to be fair, the video performed worse because once YouTube goes, that's a dirty video, it doesn't show it to people. Ugh. That's the annoying thing. It was, I know, right? It was, I got a can of like spray smoke, and I'm like, I've sprayed the spray smoke, and then I'm filming with a camera, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. This is like David Attenborough documentary style. This is like, I'm filming in like C-Log 3, 10-bit, 422, ProRes. Oh, the footage is amazing. The raw footage is fantastic. I obviously edited and color graded it terribly, but I'm like, oh, I'm really going to go to town on this, and I'm spraying like fog and I'm coughing because of all the smoke in the room, and I'm like, this is amazing. But instead of like filming insects, I was filming sex toys. I mean, look, come on, we can't all be National Geographic. I'm doing my best over here. It's all for charity too. I'm trying my best. Very high production value. It was like, I really went to town. I put my camera on a slider that I hadn't used for years, and I'm like, oh, look at that, you know, and then El Moonlight, it's not always like this. I would prefer a director. 2025 was also the year that I learnt a lesson about American directors. I thought Eileen Lamb, being a director of Autism Speaks, was actually a director. But no, in the US, it's just a title people get. You can. It's just a job title. But in the UK and elsewhere, it's a protected term. It actually has legal ramifications. You know, you can go to jail for not doing things right. You know, like you know, it's a big thing. So yeah, I didn't realize Autism Speaks was effectively just, you know, Wells Fargo and Co. I don't know quite what we're doing. Yeah, the Bears and the Beast talk. Yeah, I actually it's been talking in a couple of years. Oh, cool, Miss Pat. That actually genuinely humbles me and makes me feel incredibly proud. Thank you so much. If people feel comfortable to share that with people, given how it's a video that covers what I thought, you guys should see the mind map. That is not going on Patreon. I still have lots of B-roll and behind the scenes from that video. I'm literally trying to, you know, cover all the aspects of like human relationships and sexual, but specifically sexuality and intimacy in a video. I thought, yeah, okay. That's why I went for it with the Bellessa thing. Do you know what? If I'd literally just done like, just, you know, the ad read. If I just did an ad read, right? Like just an ad read, like you've seen other content creators do ad reads, the video would have been fine. But I thought, no, I'm going to go and play with a vibrator in the sea. That was my undoing. I didn't know. I'm sorry, YouTube. I shouldn't have done that. There's nothing about it in your community guidelines because I've read them and I've checked them, but still, right, okay, new rule. You don't want to see a sex toy on. You want to see them off. Okay, fine. That's fine. Okay. All right. Well, you know, put it in your community guidelines. I'm autistic. I've put them in the rules. I will read the rules. I promise I will read the rules because it's important. Toys that are turned on are bad for YouTube, Ashley. I went back and forth with YouTube on this and I have it in writing. I have it in writing now. Yeah, it's because they were on. Yeah, you don't turn them on. I thought, well, why not? Okay, fine. All right, fine. There's nothing. Obviously, the video was about adult topics. I don't think anyone should watch it. And, you know, age appropriate. Age appropriate, obviously. People should watch it. It is not in any way designed to be, you know, in any way erotic. It's not an erotic video in any way. It's just a factual video. It's just an educational factual video. There's nothing about it. And I'm talking about experiences and so on. But yeah, I never thought that would happen in 2024, by the way. I never thought that would happen in 2025. That's a new one for me. That whole video started off on the live stream, by the way. So if you're new here, you probably want to get to know the people in this live stream because it was their idea. Like this stuff came out of them. It came out of a live stream. El Moonlight, yeah, exactly. I refuse to acknowledge unwritten rules. Do you know what? I'm actually trying to figure it out. I understand what you mean, but I'm trying to like. I'm not gonna like trying to martyr my channel in order to like prove a point. I'm just frustrated with them because it's like, oh, guys, you should say so. Like you have done. The community guidelines are very long, verbose. They just need to add a bit in there. The bit in there that they're citing is that they can actually remove videos or demonetize them or do whatever they want with them for any reason, for any, like literally, they have a get out. They can do what they want. Basically, it's Google's playground. It's up to them what they want, and they'll do what they please, and you've got no comeback. So that's kind of, But then again, I knew that, but I didn't realize it would offend someone. But then, I also think it's quite possible that stuff gets reviewed in countries where the culture is different. And in some cultures in the world, what I was showing was like, super sultry or whatever, or like the inside of, like an adult store or whatever, which it really wasn't. But still, they might have got that opinion. Perhaps if it was from say the Middle East, for example, where these things are illegal. Okay. But yeah, it does make me wonder. Cultural differences is a big thing I've been thinking about for the last couple of years. I had this and I literally had this conversation during my autism diagnostic appointment about being like half Malaysian. I brought up the eye contact thing. I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be performing like what I think autism looks like or something, or what I don't, do you know what I mean? It's for like, do I make eye contact or not? Because like, obviously my dad would stare at you with his eyeballs bulging out, and an unwavering gaze, like a lich king who supports Liverpool Football Club and only talks about them. No offense to my father. The flip, I appreciate what I said was quite offensive. Not really intended to be. And my mother, on the other hand, who's from Malaysia, and it's incredibly rude to make eye contact with people that aren't. They have a very strong social hierarchy in the East, which, by the way, I hate to say it, but it's most of the people on the planet are over there. And, but am I being assessed autism? Is it like Western autism and Eastern autism? I'm both. I'm fucked. Like, what do you want to see? What do I do? I'm now aware that I shouldn't make eye contact. Should I be making more eye contact to compensate? It's so fucking crazy. Overthinker. Yeah, you passed. This is true, Scott. I think I demonstrated the overthinking. But actually, if I can claim it back a bit, on the eye contact one, I want to keep pushing on that. I want to keep pushing that button really hard, because it's like, can we stop talking about fucking eye contact now? Let people be comfortable. What is with the eye contact? Why is avoiding eye contact deemed to be untrustworthy in the United States, particularly business culture in London, in UK? What's the deal with eye contact? El Moonlight, in the Far East, there are quite a lot of autistic cats. We have autistic cats in Indonesia and autistic cats in Japan. A lot of them aren't on the Discord. I guess it's cultural time zones or language. I don't know. I'd like to know why or what or whatever. I don't know. But we do. We've had people from Japan on the live stream. It's hard, it's surprising until people say, right? I'm not asking people to dox themselves, but unless you say where you're from or whatever, then we don't know, right? But it's nice to learn about people and to, over time, this community has developed some really strong friendships, and it's amazing. I'm blown away. Brazil as well. Brazil's reasonably well there. Present. I don't know if that's the right word. Africa, South Africa, much less so. I would have thought there would be more. Given Africa's a continent, right? Yeah. Anyway, the video, the biscuit, the tea. Just a quick explanation. If you haven't seen the video, it is basically about one Reddit post. It's about one Reddit post and the 3,000 comments that it garnered in just a few days, which is remarkable, actually. In fact, other news aggregators and tabloids have started picking it up. Not my video, the Reddit post. Bored Panda posted about it just a few hours ago. And so on. Before long it'll be a BuzzFeed thing. It'll be, it's definitely about the comments. And, we're all used to this weird form of, I don't want to come across like a snowflake, but like a weird sort of aggression, I guess, about neurodivergent people. But there's a lot of stuff in there. It was like, hey, I'm autistic. There are a lot of people that are like, yeah, I'm a late identified or late diagnosed autistic person, and your girlfriend's an asshole. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, there's hundreds of it. Like, predominantly, please click the link to the Reddit post before it gets deleted. I don't know. And have a little scroll. While you still can. There's not that many people on the live stream right now, to be fair. But then again, I advertised it with, I don't know. I mean, I played an intro movie for a few minutes. But yeah, it blows my mind how invalidating our fellow neurodivergents were in that thread. I'm like, holy shit, this is like, well, I don't know, I don't want to say content goldmine or whatever, but I'm reading it going, fucking hell, I can't not make something about this. What the hell is going on? What is going on with people? My personal belief is it's just dogpiling. It's people on, maybe that subreddit has a culture. No, I didn't advertise live stream. I didn't even post about it on Discord. I should have done, but I just went, fucking now. Let's go live. I have no idea what's going on. I mean, it's strange that so many people. It's not everyone, by the way. There were a few people that posted reasonable things, and they tended to get attacked as well. I've stuck my head out, but then again, it's not the first time. I'm used to people. Eventually, it's quite possible people will find my video, and then eventually they'll start flooding the comment section or whatever. Like the Dr. K thing. But what is what it is. But I think there's a lot of people there that need to have a little think about their behavior, honestly. I think there's a lot of people, not the original poster necessarily. Well, yes, but there's a lot of people commenting who I think need to reflect on themselves a little bit. They're calling this woman that they don't know all these names and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? There's a lot of abuse. And there's actually nothing in that post that would for me, clinically, there's nothing in the post that would rule out being autistic. Actually, there's nothing in there that's like, she can't be autistic because there's nothing in there. I'm not saying she is. I don't know who she is, but there was nothing in the post that would say that. She could easily be, I'm like, okay, let's look for reasons to discount. Not seeing them. Fear makes people do an attacking mode, I think. It does. Yeah. I'm not saying that all my views on autism and stuff are going to be like representative of everybody or anything like that at all. I was just really shocked to see so many, because in there are subreddits that are all like, this is not for level 1s, this is for level 2 and above, and this is for, and there's an awful lot of aggressive kind of gatekeeping stuff on Reddit and elsewhere, and it's like, okay, well, thanks for advertising that. I now know the fake disorder cringe people saying, be kind. And it's like a sign on the door. And it's like, okay, I know the vibe. I'm not going to go in there. It's like a really uninviting saloon, where people are just looking at you over the brim of their hats or whatever. Cigars. I don't know. That sounds fashionable to me, but I don't smoke. But like, it looks uninviting. You're not from around these parts, type of thing. And I wouldn't hang out in those subreddits or, spend time there. I don't want to fill my brain with that shit. But I was surprised just to see so many autistic people. Especially people going, hey, I'm late identified. TikTok helped me. But she's an asshole. And it's like, what the fuck? There were quite a few. In fact, I put one of them, I think 1.5 of them, I put actually in the video as screenshots. But it's like, yeah, I'm late diagnosed. It was TikTok that, started me on my adventure. But I appreciate TikTok's full of shite. But yeah, your girlfriend's unreasonable. Yeah, she should fuck off. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's an asshole. All this stuff, all these words. What's it? So-called. Well, I'm not saying you can't be an asshole and be autistic. The video is a blast, Charlie. It's not all bad. It's not all bad. But the video is weird. It's a blast, but it's weird. It's a what the fuck is going on? Miss Pat, yeah, true, absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of really fragile people there. Yeah, totally, 100%. Yeah. I think my understanding. I spoke to Quinn about this, and Quinn said that autistic Twitter was very good in the past, when it was more sort of a flat thing and people were just connecting with each other and so on, and it became sort of weirdly tribal. I am not on Twitter /X at all. I had an account in the past, but I do not anymore. Said account has been deleted. I am part of the Twitter exodus. I just never went anywhere else. Yeah, I think a lot of people went to Blue Sky and Mastodon and so on and so forth. I have a Blue Sky account. I have checked it once. I don't. Do you know what I mean? I don't use. I should probably log in. Maybe people are saying things about me. I don't know. It sounds egotistical, doesn't it? I have literally no idea. I don't know what even the app is like. I know. Well, obviously, the tech is from. It's actually a fork of Twitter from ages ago. But I don't really know. You know what I mean? I don't know what the hell's going on over there. I really dislike Threads. And the reason I'm on Threads, and I'm not using Threads, but the reason I'm on Threads is because of Instagram. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll post something on Instagram. Oh, I'll have a look on Threads and see what's going on. Threads is like pretty toxic as well. I searched Threads for Kaylin Partlow when I was making my video. I was trying to find that video clip. I thought she may have posted it there. It's pretty toxic. I wouldn't recommend it. Gosh. And I hope for the future, that people kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Fuck me. I've lost any sort of will to wish people behaved differently at all. Yeah, Threads is pretty overwhelming. I have posted on it like 3 times. I think it was just like hello. I only have the account because Meta forced you to have one. If you have an Instagram, you have Threads. Enjoy. Okay, right. The biscuit thing. It's a biscuit, okay? It's tea. Tribal. I also wonder, like, am I being tribal? Or am I being tribal in some way? I get accused of groupthink a lot, or encouraging groupthink, but is it like, do I? Do I really? Can you show me some evidence? I suppose in some respects I do. For example, I have very low to no tolerance of people invalidating other people. So for example, no, you didn't have that experience. It may well be the case that they didn't, but it's not the point. I guess that's a political opinion, I think. Is a cult leader tribal? Hey, El Moonlight, I resemble that comment. Stop it. No, I'm messing with you all. I trust that's in jest. I see the smiley face in the end. Maybe neurotribality is inevitable. Yeah. I don't be forced to create free content with social media companies or to promote music. To be fair, I agree with you. The flip side to that is, and you've all found my YouTube channel. I think that's the only good thing the YouTube algorithm has done for me. I don't think so. For example, we don't demand everyone 100% liberal. No, I don't. I ask that politics discussion. I appreciate we have it in the live streams. But political discussion, I try to keep to a minimum. On the Discord server, we have a channel for it. It's mostly eye rolling at what's going on and sharing news and so on. I think we are generally liberally minded, I think. I'm not talking Republicans, Democrats. I'm saying, like, I think generally. But that doesn't mean that autism, autism doesn't have a political color. It has a whatever your parents were like, trait-wise, combination, heritability, color, I suppose. I mean, if there's a reproductive bent to the statistics with respect to essentially autistic people having more babies, who also happen to be liberal, I suppose that's the only tenuous thing I can think of. But yeah, is it tribal? Is it? You'll notice I don't have a be kind line. And there's a lot of swearing. And I'm not even saying an echo chamber is necessarily a bad thing. I think echo chambers can be quite psychologically comforting. I think they can almost be psychologically stable places. I think there is a space for that. I'm not saying that's what I'm creating. I'm just saying that such a thing exists, right? I don't know. That's my reflections done for the year. Get them out of the way nice and early, and we don't have to think about them again. Until this time next year. Right. Rich tea biscuit. I've not in my life held a rich tea biscuit that long. I think I've just broken a Guinness World Record for holding a biscuit in the air. Right. They come in different brands, but this one Nina purchased. Very small question for everybody. Either my hands have grown or these biscuits have gotten smaller. What I'm saying is, oh, that's fair enough. Autism doesn't have political colour, but acceptance of diversity does. Yeah, okay, that's true. That's true. I think you're providing a supportive community where you feel less alone, so it can feel like what you described. Maybe. Charlie, do you know what I don't like? Right, before I explain the rich tea biscuit thing, I just need a second to just Google. Yes, they've gotten smaller. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's amazing. Whoa. 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 Hang on. Okay, right. Screen share. In the software I've got, screen share is not easy. Okay. McVitie's rich tea biscuit size has decreased over time, notably shrinking in diameter in 1891 to better fit teacups, and undergoing further reductions, shrinkflation, in recent years, making them smaller and sometimes elliptical to save on costs, although they are now better fit for dunking whole. 1891 to suit the more delicate tastes of Londoners. The source is Nibble My Biscuit. I don't know who Nibble My Biscuit is a website. But no, I need. Also Wikipedia has information on this. Just give me a few seconds. I'm going to say they're smaller. I'm going to say they're reduced in size. I think they're about maybe 10-20% smaller, okay? No, I want the diameter changes, and I want them over the last 3 years. I literally want to know in the last 3 years, okay? Because I reckon that's changed. I reckon that's changed since the last time we bought a packet. That's how recent I think it has gone. Anyway, now you apply the rich tea biscuit to your tea, okay? You have a certain amount of time. That time is reduced the hotter your tea is. This tea is lukewarmish now. Then you'll notice when you pull the biscuit out, I hope Doogie is watching and paying attention. When you pull the biscuit out, you'll notice, okay, a droop. Yes? We're doing science here. Yes? The droop? Okay. Now, if you dip this for too long, if you're inexperienced, okay? Now, you know, an experienced tea and biscuits drinker can dip a rich tea like I've just done for you here. I don't think that the Americans in the chat would necessarily have the skill for this just yet. I mean, you can develop it over time. But to be able to get a biscuit like that, okay, this is actually too much. I'm going to quickly say, by the way, this is a soggy biscuit now, and that is not pleasant. You don't want to eat that. You don't want to eat that, okay? That is a bad biscuit. But if I went a little bit longer, so Charlie will know, Helen undoubtedly will know, Bar will know, Alan, you should also know. But if I were to dip this for longer, or if my cup of tea was hotter, what would have happened is the biscuit end would have done this. Okay? And it would have just gone flop into just this soggy, floppy mess. That will have dropped in my tea. Okay? And it will have ruined the tea entirely. Okay? Alan, I agree. 1 second for a hot cup of tea is that's really good. I think 2 seconds you're risking it. If you have a digestive biscuit, you can go for maybe 50% longer. If you have a hobnob, you can dip that fucker for forever. It will never disintegrate. It's like an oat biscuit. Okay? But that biscuit's been wasted now. Well, this other end hasn't. This is okay. So dip. Because this tea is now, you know, unacceptably cold now. That's fine. Okay? You can eat the biscuit. And it's very nice. But you can't do anything with that. Okay? Now, it's unlikely that you would pull out a soggy biscuit. Because what's most likely to happen is that you'll be holding the biscuit and you'll be left holding a tiny bit of biscuit because the rest of it has collapsed into your tea and broken up into 1,000 little pieces. I hope Doogie is watching this. I asked on Discord because we didn't have any rich tea biscuits. Nina had to go out to get these. I asked on Discord, because somebody please make me a video of a biscuit just floating in a cup of tea, and Doogie came to my rescue. Actually, to tell a lie, Snell Kitty came to the rescue first with a beautiful photo of a gorgeous biscuit floating in a beautiful cup of tea, and it was not the vibe I was looking for. Because the vibe I was going for was depression. I didn't say that. I mean, look, I wasn't super clear, but the vibe I was going for was defeated. Doogie apparently drank that tea until he got to all of the bits floating in the bottom at the end. Thought I'd share that with you. This channel has the best community. I reckon I could probably make a YouTube video just asking people to send clips in. I've done that, actually. I literally... the plushie video. That was mostly people sending in clips of their plushies. I loved that video. That was one of my favourites. Scott, we have Oreos. I tried filming it with an Oreo, but yeah, no. Yeah, talk while you're eating a biscuit. That's part of the experience. I'm sharing it with you. Zedbird, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Wasn't it just? The plushie video was delightful for me. It was so fucking sweet. I had so many submissions for the plushie video. It was so lovely. It was just so sweet. I nearly cried. I didn't have that down in my 2025 bingo card either. Yeah, it was really sweet. Yeah. We're going to do more of that. Bob, amazing. My great grandmother sounds like an amazing person. You can also buy biscuit flavoured tea. Yorkshire Tea do a biscuit flavoured tea. It's actually quite nice. It's weird. I don't like it personally, just because it's like, it tastes like a biscuit has been floating in your tea for ages. It's very malty and it's got a milky kind of, yeah, no. I'm drinking tea. This is my first cup of tea of the new year. If I can get a Yorkshire Tea sponsorship, you're gonna get tea in the US, because I'll be sending it stateside. Okay, there you go. I have masticated a tea. It wasn't the best tea. No offense to Tea Fairy. I just left it too long. I think we're talking about politics. If you dip a biscuit in tea that's really biscuit flavored, it's just too much. It's not for me. Yeah. So they actually sell a chamomile kind of vanilla version. And they sell biscuit tea. Biscuit tea is reasonably popular, actually. It's a novelty thing, but it's caught on. People like it. I don't think it's terrible. I could drink it, but it's not what I want. Oh, yeah, the plushies. As Bethany said, what's Scott said? Sorry, I need to see it. I also need to see this biscuit nobbling in the hole. I don't know what that reference, which song that reference is. What did I miss? Oh, you all are just too fantastic. Oh, that's very American of you. Definitely grateful for acceptance and fun as group. Oh, 100%. I'm glad you're here, and welcome. Coffee's amazing. Yeah, Ethiopian beans. I do like coffee as well. I'm not against coffee. Coffee has its place. Yeah, actually, I reckon you can source some Yorkshire tea. There's also decaf. But yeah, I think most of you know exactly how I have my tea. I think you go through it multiple times. I'm the other way around. So I have coffee. If I go out and about, I'll tend not to have tea, mostly because I have tea with me. If I go to like a coffee shop or something, I'll just get coffee. Their milk would be wrong for tea anyway. You say we yawl without the draw. I think that's sweet. I do like hearing different people's accents. Actually, to be fair, the UK can deliver on that quite well as well, because we have like different accents. If you just drive for if you drive an hour, you've probably gone through 3 or 4 different accents. And like a bun will have changed name to be like a roll or a barm cake or a muffin or a... Oh, the UK gets very confusing. Literally driving from the Isle of Man to see Quinn in Bristol, I think the name of a bread roll changed like 5 times. It gets a bit confusing. It's the same language. I mean, yeah, I doubt that in some places. So you've got like, obviously Liverpool, it's a Scouse, whatever they call it. And you go down a bit, and then you've got kind of like a Wolverhampton as well. I always used to say Nina had a tortie cat called Katie, and I called her K-Toy. I said, my name's K-Toy and I'm from Wolverhampton. I don't know why, but in my brain, she was K-Toy from Wolverhampton. And she'd be like, this cat food shit. This cat food shit, Mum. I'm from Wolverhampton. It's nearly, I'm K-Toy from Wolverhampton. Yeah, then eventually sort of like, you can kind of go towards Birmingham a little bit. You get this sort of Brummy accent. They have another name for a bread roll. And then you sort of keep working sort of down south. Avoid Coventry and Leicester. They have another name for a bread roll. Don't go there. Just eventually hit the West Country, where people call you love and stuff. Lovely. Hey, hello. Yes, thank you, lovely, and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, that's a bit weird. And if you go like in the opposite direction and you go northeast, okay, you go towards like Newcastle. I don't speak anything that they would I understand, or I would understand them. We don't understand each other. But I can tell you that they call you pet, duck sometimes. It's very confusing. Gas station and somebody's just called you pet, love, duck. I'm sorry. We've only just met. And by the way, in order to get there, you have to get through Yorkshire, UK's biggest county, I think. God's own country, the home of Monty Python. And you will, yep, good luck. Yorkshire has many accents too. Yeah, we do have a wide selection of different milks. We have, but they mostly use Alpro. And Alpro is not as nice as Oatly, in my opinion. Not sponsored. Hey, love, what you ding me car for? Okay. So the A-Love is more Manc, as in Manchester, and My mother from Lincolnshire calls people duck. It's like really funny. It amuses the hell out of me. Duck's more Derbyshire. Yeah, true. Yeah. Pet as you go northeast. I learned in college calling soda pop confuses people. Yes. So my dad's side of the family calls soda pop. And it still to this day confuses me. Red pop, orange pop, and confusing her. Yeah. Why do they call people ducks? Still a lovely duck. Holy shit. I can't answer that question. Sofa versus couch. Yeah, sofa versus couch is fine. And nice to see you, by the way. Happy New Year. Yeah, both work. We have both sofa and couch. Do you know what? Couch, I feel is like an Americanism, but it's been fully adopted, I think, by the Brits. It's always been sofa, and then couch became a thing, as in couch potato. Imagine how confusing explained by ducks must be. I know, right? Is duck like saying dude? No. Duck is more endearing. It's a bit like saying love, I suppose. It's look, it is weird. Maybe short for Duchess. No, it's not. It's literally a duck. It's an endearing, maybe over familiar. I think that's why I probably find it a bit weird. I'm not American, and I still find it weird. But yeah, it's really common. Like if you were to do a road trip, you will be called Duck. There is no question about it. Somebody's going to call you Duck. Thanks, Duck. Or cheers, lovely is fine. Endearing, kind of, a bit sweet. But yeah, the duck one is a weird one. Yeah, instead of deer, it became duck. Maybe, yeah. I think that probably is the closest. That's possibly true. It's in that realm. Flower, petal. Oh, okay. Sorry. Has anyone played Baldur's Gate 3? Has anyone played Baldur's Gate 3 in here? In this chat? There's a character in Baldur's Gate 3 that refers to the player character as Petal. In a very sort of like deep Republic of Ireland kind of Auntie Ethel. I'm not going to spoil anything for you. She's a lovely old lady, a lovely old Irish lady, and the voice actor is amazing and strangely not Irish. That is affectation, an amazing skill. I just got Baldur's Gate 1 2. Yeah, I've played those. Do BG3. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's a piece of art. We usually have ma'am. We don't have ma'am. Actually, it's a bit different. You guys have mom, right? Is it mom or ma'am? I forget now. It will come to me. I think we have ma'am as in ham. But that's only for like addressing royalty after having made the initial kind of introduction. Ma'am like ham, yeah. Mom as ma'am confused the producer Americans, I bet. US has ma'am to run with ham. Okay, so I think we might be the same. I can't remember. I don't talk to royalty. I'm wearing a similar blanket hoodie, but mine has extra cats on it. Is yours heated? No, Milky Way Ranch. This is not heated. It's just very cozy and comfortable. It's got a great big hood. It's made by a brand called Udi, as in Oscar Delta India Echo. But it's not like do you know what? The idea is that you don't really wash them. It was way more poofy. I kept it like unwashed for ages. Eventually I had to give in. And wash it. I'm sorry, everyone. I did. I had to wash it. And I try and wash it on like gentle cycles and things, but it's lost a lot of its... Yes, the lining gets lumpy from washing. True. Yeah. See? It was more everything pre-washed. But it's clean now. It's been washed many times now. I've just given in. I'm just washing it now. But it's all right. Ma'am or sir in US Midwest when addressing strangers out and about. Interesting. We don't. Ma'am is not used, except it's a royalty thing, which is why I'm not sure if it's... I think it's ma'am, as in ham. But... Madam is the non-colloquialism that we still exists, particularly in schools. So it's Sir and Madam in schools, or Mr. Miss, Ms. Mrs. But yeah, we don't use like polite titles for people. in the UK / Britain, we don't have. Maybe we should. Maybe we've lost some of our politeness. Don't man me. Oh, because they refer it to mean old. Interesting. Okay. I've met a lot of sirs. Sir Patrick Moore told me, "Don't call me sir." He hated it. But the flip side is he accepted the knighthood, though. So, I don't know that he should necessarily come off all cool and dismissive when he actually did. He went to visit the Queen more than one occasion. He accepted the knighthood. Don't think you get to do that if you don't. I think if you're a man of the people and you turn it down, don't you? But yeah, I mean, he was very much like, don't call me sir. Yeah, don't call me ma'am, I work for a living. Yeah, military, that is actually the way it is. And yes, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, don't call me ma'am, I work for a living. Yeah. UK military, yeah. Because ma'am is a royalty thing. It's not. He's a Syracuse called sir. Yeah, this is true. But he I mean, I was having lunch with him in his house. And so yeah, it's like, nope. He really told me off. He was like, don't call me sir. Yeah, he lightened up a lot when we were talking about cats. If you accidentally run into a middle-aged woman in the street, blah, 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 you say, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry. This is what you would say. You wouldn't call her mom or ma'am or whatever. Or madam. I mean, my God, if you were to say, pardon me, yep. I'm so sorry. Ordinarily what I would do is I would offer to help, whatever, pardon me. You definitely wouldn't say, pardon me, ma'am. That would be sarcastic and rude. You wouldn't do that. The lady is not like royalty or whatever. It'll be like really rude. Like, it is more gender neutral, Zed Bird. Yeah, it's true. It's way more gender neutral. And you're also not implying like whether marital status or whatever, we do a lot of Ms, but not like meeting strangers or bumping into them, whatever. It's just pardon me, excuse me, sir. If anyone calls me sir, I've got to feel about to be thrown out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when people start throwing in these polite sort of colloquialisms, you know, the ultra polite titles, it's like, something's about to go down. Sir, excuse me, sir. Yeah, it's never a good thing. Not in Britain. Excuse me, sir. Sir, excuse me. Well, you would never say Mister. You know, go, Mister. What? We would say, you know, yeah. So if somebody sort of is saying sir to you or whatever, you know, or it's the police. The police might refer to you as sir. You know, so that, you know, the police be like, sir. Yeah, you're not going to get Mister. You're not going to get Master. In fact, that's hardly used anymore. Master first name for young boys. It's not necessarily not used anymore. I always thought that was really bloody weird. I've had correspondents who have been described as like master. You know, it's weird. Like I'm like, what's that? Smartly to refer to the police as sir. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'd refer. It's you know. Excuse me, sir. Yeah. What do you think you're doing, sir? What do you think you're doing, madam? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that is. Or if you're dealing with the police, it'd be a lot, sir, madam. Yeah. Female police officer, you know, if they're obviously wearing the female uniform, because there is a distinction in uniform. You know, you'd say you call them madam, I guess. You wouldn't call them mom. That'd be really rude. That'd be like, you know, well, you're not the queen, are you? You know. Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird? I remember knowing about the Master for Kids when I was little. Nobody knew what I was talking about. Yeah, I know. It felt weird for me as well. Like any correspondence addressed to me as a kid always had Master on it. You know, Master Michael. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I mean, I only knew of like the term master from like Masters of the Universe, you know, He-Man and stuff. I had no idea. I remember asking my parents about it. What is master? And they'd be like, you know, it's like a, you know, junior version of Mister, you know, and it's like, what? Where did it come from? What? Isn't it like a slavery thing? Like what? I was so confused as a kid. This is bringing it all up. I can't remember. Was it like a magazine or something? It was something that was written to me with like master on it. It could have been like my first like. Did my parents open me a savings account or something? It had like master written on it. I can't even remember. But it was like master. And it was weird. It's master first name. It's master first name. It's not master surname. It's master. Well, it can be master surname, I suppose. But it's like master. It's weird. So it's not Mr. Mike, is it? Master Michael was, yeah. What is that? That's not done anymore. I think kids are often referred to as Mr. or Miss or Ms. I think that is kind of how kids are referred to now or titled. I don't think kids get Master. I don't think I've seen it in any drop-down lists for a while. Master Mike does sound magnificent. It does sound very He-Man, doesn't it? Skeletor, most muscular skeleton of all time. Yeah. Skeletor had muscles on his muscles. Young Master Wayne. Even Americans should recognize it. Yeah, Young Master Wayne. Yes, this is true. Yeah, Young Master Wayne. Yeah. Americans should get that. Yeah, Alfred's Young Master Wayne. Your suit is being dried from your nocturnal activities. Little sir, when you're going for the insult, this is true. Miss for girls, but that works until at least mid-20s. Yeah, when does Miss stop being used for girls? The whole thing's ridiculous. By the way, I've always thought this. It's absolutely ridiculous. What is this weird kind of signaling of like almost like availability? Oh, Miss. Okay, cool. Right, that's the available one. Oh, Mrs. R. Okay, no. You treat them differently or whatever. Or Miss is like a more junior version. It was always really weird, like, because obviously you have, when I was, you're in school in the UK, particularly, Master Mike and the Autistic House, that's hilarious. But like, the weird band name, yeah. But like, the weird thing is like, as a kid, you're in primary school and you've got like Mrs. teacher name or Miss teacher name. And invariably the Mrs. tended to be younger, tended to be more sort of classroom assistant kind of thing. And then Mrs.'s tended to be much older and tended to be the main teacher or perhaps, deputy or head or something like that. Totally weird. But all of the Misters, it's all just one, just Mister. I think it's nuts. This sounds a bit crazy, right? But actually, I think we should degender a fucking shitload of things. I had a little fallout with my son's school. It wasn't like a big thing. Actually, it became a bit of a weird thing. But basically, the way their computer systems were set up was that they only had one contact for the child, and that was always to a Mrs. So Miss never got emails, and Misters never got any emails. It was only ever Mrs.'s that got emails and letters and so on and so forth. And I'm like, what the actual fuck? Why do you even need to know the gender of a parent or caregiver? What about guardians? What about like, adopted parents or whatever? Like, what? This is all completely crap. Like, surely it's like child, and then like people with parental child responsibility, custody, whatever. They have records, contact records, and those. Maybe am I thinking too much SQL about this? Too much SQL Server? Too much Oracle? Am I being a little bit like too relational database? Is this like contact records? Do you need to have gender of the contact? Is it necessary? All you need is a phone number, an email address, and like a postal address if you want. What the fuck? Like what's going on? Yeah, there's an awful lot of, even now, there's an awful lot of presumption that it's only ever mothers that do any sort of childcare or any sort of child responsibility. And that's bad for everyone. There's no, it's like, hang on a second. Why does anything to do with governments or schools need to know about gender? It's not, or sex, it's irrelevant. It's really irrelevant. And what if you have like two dads or two mums or whatever, like or non-nuclear families? Like, just stop it. It's actually think a sequel then. Yeah, it's just nuts. It's just like contacts. It's a one-to-many contact relationship. It's very simple. It's just like, so I had this out with them. And eventually it got them to change their bloody software system. And they were blaming the software the whole time. And I'm like, no way. No way is the software being coded like that. No way has it been hard coded that you have a child has a mother and you can't. No way is that being hard coded. That is no way. That's how you guys have customized your forms. There's no way. And they were like, yes way. This is how it's been customized. And I'm like, no. What's the software product? And they wouldn't tell me. And I'm like, no, come on, tell me. I won't mention this to anyone, because talking about it on YouTube. But like, years later, I'm like, no. You can do it. And eventually they logged a flipping support ticket. It took like about 2 years. And then they had changed the forms. And I think somebody... nuts. Absolutely nuts. I'm like, hey guys, look, we don't need to fall out over this. Just... you have kids. It's like, well, we know how to look after children and blah, 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 blah. We have your details. It's like, yeah, it's not about that. Just... Can you like even just tell me like why the gender of the responsible party is important? I suppose it's important for policing. Because if they're going to go and look for somebody that looks masculine to match the Mr. or somebody that appears feminine because of the Mrs. or Mrs. or Mrs. Okay. But there's no other... there's nothing there, is there? It could be, you could have grandparents, you can have uncles, you can have all people, different people with responsibility. Just take the details and go on with your day. Yeah, it's bonkers. I don't think government should have anything. I was actually at HMRC, Euston Tower in London, doing some consulting with them. And it was when they introduced the concept of current gender. They introduced a new field called current gender, and it was in about... it was after 2012. It was between 2012 and 2019. I can't give you the exact year, but it was between 2012 and 2019. And they introduced this new current gender field for tax purposes. It's income tax, right, for the UK. And like everyone in the room was just like fucking laughing and chortling and stuff. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Bearing in mind I knew no trans people, or that I knew of, or any, genderqueer people. I knew very few people. I was a software engineer. Holy crap. And I'm like, why is it funny? Like, current gender makes sense. That is appropriate for the field. Like, I remember having this fucking debate. There's actually a picture of me from that day, by the way, that they used on their internal communications, and I said, you can, as long as you send me a copy. It's me with a load of post-it notes. Looking a lot younger. And there's so much, like... I'm glad they made the changes and stuff, but it's like... It's such an interesting thing. As a dev, I usually went, hey guys, you said you want this, but do you really want this? Should I do that? Yeah, no, do what we said. Yeah, Elmoon Light, we've had the same conversations. Oh yeah, we said do this thing, or you should have known. Why did you do it like that? This is not what we asked you to do. You should have interpreted that. You should have... Or if it goes really, really well, no one says any fucking thing like, hey, thanks for that. That was great. It's a thankless fucking job sometimes. But yeah, it's an interesting one. XKCD's little Bobby Tables. Yes, I know that. Yeah. Why did you name your child Drop Taves Face? I think it's great. Yeah. Little Bobby Tables. Yeah. Well, thinking in genders is just weird. The reason with respect to what we were working on, it didn't make sense. There's no reason for the state to know it. In fact, it's gotten weird since then. It's gotten really weird since then. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, I just remember it just like really just, properly upset people and lots of like chortling, and it's all weird. And it's like, what? You're remapping gender to current gender. Why do you even need the field? Why does it even need to be there? Doesn't matter. Isn't used. If you mean like title, which was a separate field entirely. Good old autism, I am going to call that. Also a good way to get yourself in trouble too. Sometimes it's best not to raise these things. You just keep it to yourself, I've got so many stories for you guys. There will be a video series, I promise, on employment, particularly aimed at tech. It's still appropriate. It's still applicable. Okay, we still good? Close the McVitties. Employment's highly overrated, yeah. Yeah, it is. It is that. Okay, cool. Stream health is good. I need to grab a quick drink. We'll do a 2-minute break. We're not going to go on all night, but I'll be back in 2 minutes. We'll do a quick 2-minute break. How about this? No, this one. Yeah, that one.
Come on, soft, turn the key and cooler on. This a pause for relief. Someday I will see the whole deal through. Today I've got better things to do. Okay, to leave a little bit undone and be the cat in the sun. Be the cat in the sun. Set aside every empty spreadsheet line and loosen up on the grind. Simmer down, settle back and mess around. Be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through. Today
That is a banging song, by the way, Kylie Daly. I don't want to sound like a radio announcer, but yeah, it's nice. Do you know what? It reminds me of summer, and I'm kind of looking forward to a little bit of summer. I have a nice cup of tea, fresh one, and my mince pie. Somebody on Discord saw the before and after of the mince pies, but here's the mince pie. I'm looking forward to eating this. It is no longer hot. It is from yesterday. It needs using up. You know what I mean? I can't let the dogs eat it. It's not good for dogs. So I'm saving lives here. I'm saving lives here. Padlo, I'm saving lives. Kylie Daly's got some amazing songs. Please look her up. Not sponsored. I just like her tunes. She does really good music. A simulation DJ. Nice. Oh yeah, homemade. I made this after Tuesday's live stream. I went to go lie down and thought I should make mince pies. So this is the first mince pie of 2026. Weirdly. They're really good. Hi Emma. Oh gosh, Miss Pat, I'm sorry. I just read your message. I'm sorry. That must be very dysregulating, and it's partly what I'm talking about. That schools, like, their systems should just be contact, correspondence, contact details. You could have multiple numbers, I suppose, or, you know, primary address, but multiple addresses, you know, and the active one is the one that's used. None of this stuff is like super rocket science, or, and it would solve a lot of pain. And that's like current gender. It's the most ridiculous thing, the most ridiculous objections I've ever heard. And I'm not saying this to make myself look good or anything, because that's not the moral of the story here. The moral of the story is, the moral of the story is more of an employment one, really, and it's a conversation for another time. I've got better stories, but this one just segued because of the gender thing. And that is just, you can really get into trouble. You can really be your own worst enemy as an autistic person in employment. You can literally, none of that is like discussed anywhere as far as I can tell. It's not, obviously, talking about employment, I think I'll make some videos on finding work and applying for jobs, interviews, etc. Blah blah. CVs, best practice, blah blah. But honestly, I think probably some of my biggest challenges have literally been myself. Like, people take things as challenges. Like, if you ask them, like, why, you ask them for clarification, some people can see it as like a big challenge to their authority or their position or whatever. It can be terrible, like even small things. Gender isn't something I discuss at my work. My co-workers opinionated on the subject. Is it something that even like necessarily comes up? I would avoid conversations about politics in general. But is it something that necessarily comes up? The example I gave was more because it came up and HMRC were like, okay, new field for this year, current gender, blah, 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 just as they were listing do them. And, you know, none of the others got like big well, they did, a few got big reactions, but none of them got like emotional reactions. And I just thought it was weird because I'm like, guys, that's easy. Like, database column, don't even, I'm like, you guys don't even need to change this to your database. Just report the genders in your database. Use that. Just use that field. Just whatever. Don't start them work in a library and they complain about all the LGBT. Oh, yeah. There's definitely a movement like there's a bit sort of anti kind of queer and trans non-binary kind of content, and I think my feeling about it is that yeah, we're seeing a lot more of it, but it's like, well, where the fuck was it before? So with anything new, there's a bit of a change, there's a bit of a balance. And it's quite possible that there are a lot of LGBT authors producing content, probably more than the market or the world wants. I don't know, maybe that's true for autistic YouTubers. I don't know. It'll balance out eventually. It's just a change in the market a little bit. It's just, you know, right now there's a lot more books. There's a lot of autism books as well. Like, where have they all come from? I'm sorry about Tea and Tales. The first casualty of 2025. But they're all coming back. But, you know, there's not really anything to be too worried about. In the UK, there was a big drama about a sex education book. Well, actually, I can give you probably a better example. We had this thing on the Isle of Man called a drag story time. Look, I find it weird. I'm not into RuPaul's Drag Race. I've just got zero interest in it. I don't have a political opinion on it. It's a show. I don't watch it, just like I don't watch Love Island. But I know a lot of people like it. And there is this culture, there's a thing where drag queens read storybooks in schools. It's a voluntary thing, and they read to kids. There's nothing adult about it. They just read to kids, and they're dressed very flamboyantly. All right, I don't give a shit. Just like, well, yeah, do it. Read to kids. Do it. Whatever. No problem. But apparently, from off island, there were bomb threats. So we had schools closed on the island. And it couldn't go ahead. And the police think that it's from off-island, you know, bomb threats. And it's like, all right, great. Well, now, whoever did all of that, which is domestic terrorism, really, but whatever. Whoever did that, you've just like stopped kids going to school for a day. You've just like stopped. Like, what the hell? Yeah, if you need to get the attention of kids for book reading, if that doesn't do it, what will? Go on, we're like, this is true. And kids are going to giggle, and kids are going to laugh, and it can all be part of the experience, right? But you know, bomb threats, and then you know, schools get closed, and it's like, oh, great, thanks. And it was from, and it, you know, the police said that it was from someone, you know, seemed to be politically opposed to it. There's a lot of strong feelings out there. There's a lot of strong feelings out there. You know, wow. Artist on the Spectrum, I don't know that account, made it a positive video. If you don't drag queens reading stories, don't go. Yeah. I don't think it's part of the curriculum or anything. I think it's just an extracurricular thing. An investor in the future made me feel so happy last night. I agree. Yeah. Apparently set fire to a library of a drag queens reading. Yeah. I didn't realize it was a big international thing. So it shows how clued in to culture I am. I am probably the worst autistic YouTuber on the planet, or content creator. It's like I'm so unaware of what's going on in the world. I'm just so unaware. You know, drag queen reading. You all know about it. I feel like I'm the last to get the memo. I guess I forgot the name of the guy. Paul O'Grady. Paul O'Grady has recently said some interesting things, quite touching things. Not touching. I'm not trying to make a joke about anything there. I mean touching as in like, wow. He's a super famous, culturally accepted British drag act. We have drag, by the way, just so you guys know, elsewhere. That's what we're here for, Mike. Thanks, everyone. I know the community are really helpful to me. But I'm going to say this, right? Drag in the UK has not really been a big issue, okay? Because every year we have pantomimes at Christmas. It's a big cultural thing. And the idea is you take your kids to the pantomime. It's drag acts. It's a drag show. Like people in Britain are very familiar with drag, even if they don't call it that or know it's that, or it's just part of our theatrical kind of upbringing. It's like it's just part and parcel. In fact, even in the 1980s, you know, there was so much homophobia and stuff in the media and on television and things, and we have people like Paul O'Grady. You know, it must have had a really hard time, honestly, come to think of it. This is all 20, you know, this is all 1980s. This is all pretty bad time. Being sort of a culturally accepted comedian and an actor and drag. Well loved. And Julian Clary. Yeah. We are... The UK actually has... Weirdly, we don't call it drag, though. We don't call it drag. We don't call it, like, drag queens or anything. But we have drag queens. But we have this colourful culture that comes alive at Christmas. Yeah, it has a very Shakespearean background. Maybe that's why it's slightly different in the UK. I don't know. I've never really considered it. I've never really linked sort of the modern politics, but I'd have thought that the UK must be more accepting because we've all grown up watching it on TV. But I don't. Mike is the widow twanky. Yeah. Basically, hey, I dressed up as Wednesday for you guys. I dressed up as I did a Wednesday Addams for you. On Patreon. If you want to watch me read the Tuesday book as Wednesday, that was the connection. And it came out at Halloween. That's the connection. See, it's all got a purpose. It's all got a purpose. Oh my god, I've got, you know, is me wearing cat ears? Like, I don't know. I can't keep up. I feel old. I don't see anything. I don't see anything in that. Like, I just literally don't. I dress up as Friday, very airy, amazing. Americans are so aware of gender. Yeah. I think our gender stuff has come from you guys in the US. It must be. Because, you know, 80s, 90s, you know, we had like, really, in practice, we had 2 channels on television. There were more, but there were 2 big ones. The BBC, BBC One, and ITV. And they would compete. They would compete with big shows. We had a monoculture, effectively, everyone watching the same show. So Friday nights, Saturday late afternoons to Saturday evening. A little bit on Sunday. Sunday's milder. And there were lots of like high budget shows. And those would have drag in. There would be drag elements in all in those shows, particularly at Christmas. Dancing on Ice and MasterChef, it's also compulsory to have a drag queen in each series. That's funny. I don't watch those, but yeah, I just got this one on the BBC. Yeah, pretty much. It was BBC and ITV. So BBC was like the government one and ITV was like the private one with adverts. But they would compete with each other. They'd have like big shows on at exactly the same time and try and beat each other. And everyone in the UK would watch the same shows. Like you go to school and everyone has watched the same thing as you because it was the only entertainment available. It was the big thing. It's so interesting to me. Because I never considered it. These are thoughts that my brain is having for the first time. So I've never really considered that, you know, drag was any, you know. So I think if you said to me, oh, there's a drag queen reading library thing at the school or whatever, I think I would sort of sit up a little bit and go, oh, really? Why? But like, yeah, we have drag. We just had Cinderella on at the theatre. I didn't go. If my son was a lot younger, we would definitely have gone. It's for kids, right? And it's drag. It's a drag act. I never really thought about it that way, but it is. They all are. Google pantomime, you'll see it's all drag. 100% drag. It's and that's part of the comedy. That's part of the show fun. That's part of the colour and the entertainment, and it's part of Christmas. For British culture, pantomime and drag is part of it. I'd never considered that drag is part of, but it is. It just is. Isn't that weird? Isn't that really strange? For my brain is to think about these things. It's really weird. The two Ronnies are always doing it. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Oh, British comedy is all of it. Yeah. Even Monty Python, everything. All beloved. And like I say, Julian Clary, Paul O'Grady, well-loved British television personalities. And yet, if they said that they were going into school to read to kids, I don't know. I don't know where the uproars come from. Not in Britain, obviously. In the US, you've got like people with very strong feels about such things, but in the UK, which I dare say is where you guys have come from, right? You know that. In the US, it's interesting. Growing up, all I had access to is Monty Python, Benny Hill, Fawlty Towers. Yeah, perfect. Practically a Brit. Dame Edna, yeah. The Dame in Panto is usually a cozy, funny character. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. Americans confuse gender presentation, sex, and sexuality. The problem is it assumes that the role someone wearing a dress wants to be a woman or adopt the role of a woman, etc. I think people read too much into it. Yeah, you're right, of course. But I think people read way too much into it. Some of my hoodies are ladies. Of those, Nina has bought me some. You know, she will wear some of mine. I don't know, you know. I just can't believe people would have a problem with even that. And when I've worn cat ears, and I'm looking at a bunch of cat ears right now, there's a whole row of them on the stand over there, just underneath the camera. I've never considered that people would feel one way or the other about, you know, no one's mentioned anything to me, but you know, would I go into school wearing cat ears and read a book as a kid or whatever? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'd never considered that, but I don't, you know, the fact that people would get so upset, whatever, you know, how don't relate to yeah, why not? Hey, Ashley, so here's the thing, right? So if I were to try and find something that would fit me from, say, the Taylor Swift Eras tour, it's literally all female. But when I say all female, I mean it's all female to the point where I don't think it would actually fit me. Not flatteringly. That's what I was doing drag. And it's just interesting, isn't it? Because certain stuff is like men and sequins. Why can't I find a sequin top? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to find certain. Like, male stuff is like you have to dress for a post-apocalyptic environment in terms of coloration. You have khakis and olives and browns and blacks, greys. Where's the color? Would it fit you or would it fit you? I don't think it'd be a good fit. Sequins are nasty and scratchy. I know, this is true. Try ice skating costumes. Yeah, fair enough. I often buy trousers from the men's section. They fit me better. And pockets. Yeah, men's stuff has pockets. 100%. Yep. A pantomime on the street in the US would have been illegal for many years. I might still be in some places. Oh, wow, really? Why? Because of the... I think at its heart, okay, at its heart, I think it is a fear, a unfounded fear, that there is some sort of like it's like correlating, and this is going to sound nuts, but I think this is where it's coming from. I think this is political idea of conflating sort of paedophilia with anything that is not. I'm going to sound super woke and say cis heteronormative, Disney-esque, nuclear family, Western, very Western, non-Orthodox, kind of evangelical Christian values. It's really quite a mouthy thing to say in one sentence, but I think that's what it is. It's slightly different in the UK because we were actually only importing these ideas or adopting these ideas recently. Because like I say, Christmas and panto and drag, I dare say, look, the majority of kids have been exposed to drag. they've gone to see a drag act this Christmas. Like, I know poverty exists and so on, and a lot of shows are put on super cheap or even free at times. There's a lot of like happiness and Christmassy and drag, and I never really thought about it that way, but it is. For Brits, for British kids, they grew up with it. They probably don't see it on TV so much. I don't think RuPaul's Drag Race is mandatory viewing for British households, but like I say, the Paul O'Grady, Julian Clary were in the past for a couple of decades. I grew up with them, watching them on TV. And I'd never considered that it was a brave thing to do until now. I'd always thought it was kind of fun, you know? Colourful. Entertaining. Mike is very much the thing with one of the big slurs when CGTV being specific about targeted kids, and I not use it. I don't know what you mean by you're not using it. I've missed the chat. I'm sorry. I've gotten distracted. But yeah, it seems to be, and it's new in the UK. And strangely, you know, my audience online is mostly American, so we talk about like foods and we talk about like mince pies. This is strange to a lot of you. It's the same thing for me. But like with the drag thing or with the peanut butter and jam sandwiches or jelly sandwiches. You know, there's a lot of difference. And I'm not saying everything that we import like from the US is bad or whatever. It's not like that at all. It's just right now there is a lot of antagonism in the air, I guess. Oh, Asian stores are something else entirely for sizing. Asian stores like shopping for a child, as long as the child is like younger than 8. That's how it feels. My primary care doctor, who is also my mum's primary care doctor, is that an issue? That sort of thing? Having like family doctors. We have family doctors here too, because obviously you get a doctor that's nearby, right? I'd never considered, like, I guess doctors, I guess they do, medical staff will gossip and talk and whatever, but it stays there, that it doesn't become, you know, part of social media or something. Do you think the UK transphobia came from the US too? I guess so. I mean, like I say, we have bizarrely like I say, we've had transphobia here on the island, but I don't think it's come from the island. It's the police think it came from off island, the bomb threats. They're anonymous bomb threats. We do occasionally host people like Katie Hopkins, who's come to the island a couple of times to do talks and things. And like we do obviously have like bigotry and stuff. It's a constant. It's a thing, you know. It's human constant. It's not like it's a big thing. We have a fairly progressive younger culture for the younger people, and then older people here tend to be quite conservative with a little c. If nothing else, I made it okay to express bigotry. Yeah, it's almost been kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, it's tricky. Well, yeah, I've got a few reasons for interest, but you know, autism is getting conflated a lot now, and it's weird. You know, even in like the trolling that I receive, it's such a miss. But the people sending the trolling comments think they're doing such a good job of trolling me, but they're not close to the mark at all. They're firing at some avatar that they've constructed in their head. And it's bizarre to me. I've been thinking this way since the Healthy Gamer GG Meltdowns Tantrums video that I made. Their audience is quite right-wing. I'm not saying that's good or bad, it just is. So I got a lot of politicized insults from that, which was my first experience of autism and politics, and kind of, I guess, having my politics assumed or whatever. Because it's like, what? It's autism though. It's like I have brown eyes. It's autism is a neurotype. Girls can be autistic too. If that surprised you, you might also learn that it doesn't come with like political registration. Yeah. Nuts. I might have to make the video about having been a young Conservative Party member when I was in university. Might have to make the video at some point. If we get there, if the pressure gets too much, the video's getting made. Yeah. It's weird. The world is such a strange place right now, and confusing, and not like it used to be. And I feel strange for all of you that are younger, if you're in your 30s or your 20s. Yeah, try not to be online so much. That's my advice. It was just the done thing. It was the done thing. So the British Army and the Conservatives are connected. The only reason... Don't make that video like it's not worth the hassle. Oh no, I can tell you it's not as interesting as you think. It's not as interesting as you think. I was, I never was in terms of values, but I was I wasn't a right winger, but I think everyone around me was. I was involved in an evangelical cult. My father had done 22 years in the British Army. The only reason why the UK Conservative Party has its safe seats is because in the areas where it has the safe seats, it has voting blocks. And if you're a military family, you vote Conservative. That's why in places like Rushmore in the UK, it's always Conservative because the military is there and everyone is expected to vote Conservative. So I kind of like grew up in that environment. There were anti-gay marches, which I did not attend. There was a lot of obviously right-wing, I'm sorry, Americans, I apologize to you for this, but it was sort of American right-wing religious rhetoric of the 90s. That was part of my upbringing. And it was hell. And my ex and I, we left that environment at the same time. And it was pretty horrific. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It was pretty horrific. Spared our son the distress of all of that. When you put that in a thumbnail, not as interesting as you think. Yeah. But I was, a member of the British Computing Society, and I was a member of the Conservative Party. All of that went in about 2003, 2004. Not active, not fundraising, not doing anything, just, oh, right, that's what I have to do, is it? He's had such a good life. honestly. He's, notwithstanding like relationship stuff, and I'm not going to go into it because it's private for him, but like, he's had a good life. He can't do he's definitely not had the, the parents who had to go through this, so he's got to do it too. Yeah, none of that. Lucky fucker. Spared that all the intense shit. Completely like you could draw a line in the sand almost. It's terribly intense. Yeah, very intense. Yeah, I've got stories, but those stories are for another time, if at all. But probably, yeah, I'll probably tell them. I think they'll be helpful for people. I think they're interesting, if nothing else. Yeah, wow. Yeah, but yeah, Conservative. Yeah, anyway. So I find it interesting that people kind of throw sort of political kind of, attacks at me online as a content creator, an autistic content creator. They assume that I'm very liberal, which I am. They are right in that respect, but they sort of make a lot of other assumptions as well. That I've had my vaccines and, well, I have. And where do you think I got my autism come from? I have to top it up every now and again. I have to plug it into charge. They also make assumptions like, like I've dyed my hair, which I haven't, not yet. It's nothing against it. Hey, I dyed my hair blue when I was a kid. I ended up having to, I wasn't allowed to go to school unless I washed it off. So I had to spend like half a day just washing the blue out. I got some blue hair dye off someone and dyed my hair blue. And it doesn't go blue, it's black. So it just went like a purple rinse. Like, yeah, I took the Tylenol. So yeah, I mean, people make a lot of assumptions, like, my childhood wasn't exactly not cutler. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be sensitive to people too. I am genuinely trying to be sensitive to people. They're not focusing on my hair. They're focusing on the fact that they see people who dye their hair as being like the wokerati and they're snowflakes and they and it's that thing. It's that thing, and so people will chuck that that whole package at me. Some of it sticks. I have compassionate values. I don't think that makes someone weak, though. The contrary. I think being I think lacking empathy is cool nowadays. I think people being worried about being cringe is good. I think the only thing I'm gonna say, right? The only thing I'm gonna say is, have any of you been to Bristol? Have any of you been to Bristol? When I was in Bristol visiting Quinn, I shit you not, with the exception of Quinn, of course, I felt like I was the oldest person in that entire city. It's a massive city. I felt like I was the oldest person there. And there were so many people with coloured hair. Coloured hair is definitely a vibe in Bristol. It's students, it's young people, it's dyed hair. And I thought it was fucking brilliant. I thought people... when I went to the pub with the cats... Oh yeah, it's Hydra. When I went to the pub with the cats, I wore my shirt with the guitars and the cats. And then people were like, oh, I love your shirt. And I'm like, oh my God. People talking to me. Scary. The pub with the cats was just amazing. I loved that evening. That was really nice. That was because Quinn messed up the time and the date. And he was like, oh my God, I didn't realize it was today. And I'm like, yeah, no worries, man. I had the best time ever without you. I was cuddling cats. I had the best time with my rental cats. Blue or purple hair used to be an old person. Yeah, that's why I'm saying purple rinse. If I dye my hair blue, it was a bit bleached, not properly, teenager bleached, and then blue. So it was kind of like black to blue. The blue was a very, very light blue, and my hands went bluer than my hair did. But you know, I'm here for you no matter what your political views are, assuming you're not a fascist. I'm here for you. The cats are here for you. We got you. But yeah, that's why women called blue heads. I've never heard that before. I suppose I've heard of like the blue. Is it the Purple Rinse Brigade or something? Blue. But yeah, blue hair is like often referred to as like younger people now, like younger, you know, liberal people. I don't know. It's just it blows my mind. It blows my mind because things like autism, for example, things like, for example, I mean, look, being gay, okay, being non-cis, being non-heterosexual. That's true no matter which American state you're in. I appreciate that California, because of the Navy, of course. There's an interesting history to San Francisco. Emma. She's not being mean. She's just walking towards Hydra and sniffed her really aggressively. Hydra is now on the... So Hydra is here now. She's going to lick her butt. Nope, she's just going to have a little shower. We're not going to watch her. She's right here if you want to see. But yeah, you can be gay and right wing. Good luck with that. But you know, you have all of the... You know, I think of autism that way, and I think of the content that I make on YouTube in that respect. And I am still surprised, and always, I'm always surprised by people that politicize something like autism. But it is being used as a political block. I'm sorry to tell you this, guys, but I'm going to make content about it in 2026. It is not my main focus. It is not my primary objective and my primary focus, but I will respond to stuff and I will make content about it. And because I feel like there's like a generalizable I guess, edutainment value to it, but also I think some stuff needs to be answered. I didn't know that about Molly Sugden. That's fun. Well, not fun for her. Obviously, it would have damaged her hair, but you know, it's fun. So 2025, I did make a reasonable amount of political content, but that's only because there was political stuff going on. Tobin, I find political parties confusing. I know not wing I am because I don't care about what they will say. Seem to lie and do whatever they want. This is true, Tobin. This is true. It has always been thus. It's just much faster and more obvious now. I'm quite surprised by the autism and transphobia intersection. Either woke agenda is dangerous because it's claiming too many poor autistic people. Very odd. Yeah, for sure. I am blown away by it. Now, there is obviously intersectionality between trans and queer communities and autistic. In fact, here's the thing, right? Actually, this is my hot take. Autism kind of is like the logo inside a stick of rock. I guess you guys won't know what I'm talking about because it's a Blackpool thing. There's a candy in the UK, a seaside candy. It's a stick, and it's very clever how it's made. But it basically has it's a long stick, like a candy cane. But on the inside, they'll have writing, and they'll have a message or a picture. And the confectioners, they've been doing this since the Victorian era. They miniaturize it, they make it big, and then they make it small by rolling it out. It's so clever. But anyway, you can buy a stick of rock, and it's usually mint flavored, sugary, sticky candy, like a candy cane. Stick of rock. And it's all the way through. And that's like autism. Autism is all the way through, because the autistic community and autistic people, I tend to find, this is not entirely true, because obviously if you watch my last video, you'll see what I mean. But I find that autistic people in the autistic community online to be generally quite accepting of difference. The scratching post is, I think, the ultimate, but you will find this elsewhere online in little spaces and little huddles. You will find that autistic community that is so labelled, you don't need to be autistic to join in. You don't need to be, you can be neurotypical as they come. You can be holistic. It doesn't matter. You can be in OCD. It doesn't matter. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Autistic community is it's probably the most understanding and affirming group that I think I have ever met. Any sort of subculture. There are notable exceptions. Reddit being not entirely like that. Obviously, the stuff from today, holy fuckamole. I hope that's not a trend. I think it's because we know the pain of rejection, Miss Pat. Exactly. I think it's because we are familiar. Because we have empathy. Maybe none of us are autistic, Miss Pat. Maybe no. Or maybe the autistic people don't have empathy thing is bullshit. I actually think it is. I think it's autistic empathy and a veracity to our experience that just, it crosses across everything. Yeah, some autism subreddits are batshit. Yeah, it's true. And the autism parents, colloquially called autism mom, places are generally pretty fucking awful. And they tend to refer to themselves as the autism community, FYI. That's confusing when you start Googling for it. But yeah, sure. We are generally incredibly supportive and incredibly kind and, like I say, affirming. And that doesn't mean that if people think that they might be autistic and want to get involved with the autism community and ask questions, learn stuff, whatever, share their experience, later on they think they might not be autistic or whatever, it's no big deal. It's not right, fuck you, out you go, you fucking traitor. It's none of that stuff, right? It's not. It's not. And this predates me. It predates it. I am proud that that culture exists. I'm so proud. I'm so proud that that culture exists. It's amazing, and I think it's worth, if there is any political campaigning coming out of my mouth, it's worth fighting for. That made me video made me have feels. I mean, most late diagnosed autistic adults had to self-identify in order to seek a diagnosis. Yes, I know I self-identified for years before my diagnosis. For me, I always knew there was something wrong or weird or different or broken. A combination of different things. And the reason I wanted the diagnosis was to tease it apart, I guess. I wanted to find out, hey, is there an aspect here that is a trauma? Let's call it trauma-informed. Is there... Like, what is this? What is the explanation for this? I was an open fucking book. I'm like, do you want me to play with Matchbox cars? I've got Matchbox cars. Would you want me to play with them and line them up? I didn't know that was called the ADOS 2, but I knew that that was an experience that people had. I'm sorry if you had that experience. It's not... The irony with the fucking ADOS thing is it doesn't really make any difference. Like, even in their internal scoring, it doesn't actually matter, really. I think they just want to be the gold standard. Happy to be a trauma-healed autistic. Yeah, sure. Yeah, fuck me. It was some degree of trauma. Yeah, because we picked on. I love the accuracy and mild underestimation of your statement there, CBD. Yeah, I get you. I get you. I agree entirely. I'd say on average we have a fuck ton of trauma. I think that's what's confusing. I think when people think that they might be autistic, I think the danger that they have is that it might be more traumatic, PTSD, so on, CPTSD. It might be more of a trauma thing than an autism thing. That's what I wanted the psychologist to work on. Like, I'm like, what here is trauma's explanation and what is autism explanation? It's over to you. What do you want to know? I'm like, what's going on? And I was in so much burnout. It's just I'm going to say insane, and I mean it. I was just at a loose end. I was so worried that I was just not going to be able to pay my bills. I was going to get like evicted. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to beat my own drum, but I want to say that I'm a talented software engineer. And I had such wonderful experiences. I had a bunch of amazing things. I got to see like the world's eminent research on like seagrass restoration. I got to see the projects. I got to touch the projects with my very own hands, the science experiments. I got to see them all stuff I'm super interested in. I got to see offshore wind farms. I got to see how like wind farm blades were manufactured and recycled. I got to see all this cool shit, all of it within the space of just like a few months. I got, fuck me, there was more. I got to go and, speak to fucking, there's some stuff I'm going to put on Patreon. I won't go on YouTube. If you want to see it, it's so embarrassing. You want to see me interviewing like CEOs of car companies. Yeah, you want to see the autism come out. I have so much empathy for people that think they might be autistic. And I would hate to do anything to put them off their little journey of self-discovery. I went nuts too. I went absolutely crazy. Why wouldn't you? Like when they say stress, they count happy things like weddings just as much as sad things like funerals. It's true. This is true. This is true. I'm sorry, not sorry that my burnout video is such a happy video. It's 5 minutes long. It's worth watching. It's the Coldplay's Fix You. Which I appreciate is not the happy song, but it's like, Look, chronic fatigue, chronic burnout from clocking in and out every day at Microsoft. I get it. I see it. Or not being able to hold down work, or not being able to dress yourself, or whatever. I get it. I understand. My point is, I wasn't in any of those experiences. It was all happy shit. It was all quite. It was, oh my god, I was on cloud 9. It was all like, oh my god, this is amazing. You can see it all. I've shared all the clips. I filmed all of it. So I knew something was wrong with me. With respect to burnout, there was something weird going on. I hate the phrase regression. I think it's a infantilizing phrase. Regression. Regressing to what? A worm? A fetus? Regression is like, I have been urinary continent for 35 years. I now need a diaper. This is a bit of urinary regression. You know what I mean? Like I'm not regressing. But yeah, I struggle to do basic tasks and I struggle to look after myself. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, so yeah, I made a video about that. And I'll talk about it again. I've had bad burnout stuff too, which is like obviously burnout, obviously negative. I've had some really horrible experiences, which makes sense, right? Because we know, don't we? We know about bad things happen in life and then you feel sad and blah, 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 blah. We get that story. We understand it. We don't understand the overwhelm from happy things. Do you know what? If I had deterioration, I think is fine. I just don't like the implication that I am regressing to an infant. Because that's all. Look, hey, I want to be clear, by the way, about a few things. Sometimes I say things that are my opinion. You're welcome to have a different opinion. I am not in any way trying to control anyone's language or say that what you're saying is wrong. If you want to use symptoms, use symptoms. I don't like the word symptoms, but go ahead, use symptoms if you want. The American Psychiatric Association uses symptoms in its Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, which is the definition in the United States and in some parts of the world for autism. But the ICD-11 does not, and so on and so forth. Characteristics, traits, and features is better and a bit more neutral. Some of the symptoms of autism are actually strengths. But yeah, I get it. Yeah, there are... symptoms does work for a lot of things. I get it. I'm not trying to like impose my worldview. You want to use symptoms, it's fine. But like, you want to use regression, use regression. Don't feel bad that I'm taking a shit on the term regression. You mustn't do. You can use autistic regression. If you're in Discord typing or talking about autistic regression, I'm not going to hop in there and go fuck no. It's okay. I feel like I really have a strong sense of wanting to say that, and I will say it many, many times. I don't, my early thoughts on autism. How will you ever be a successful YouTube influencer if you don't demand alignment of your opinion from your viewers? I don't know that. Genuinely, I don't know, because you're right. Nerf? Strong opinion, strongly held, is how to do the thing, and I hold my opinions quite weakly. Unmasking is seen by others as regression. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I definitely don't demand alignment of opinion at all. I'm not even here for debate. I'm happy to have discussion and see what alignment we have, but I just don't like the word regression. Hey, can I level with you guys? I don't mind us using the term regression, okay? Like on the quiet. Just don't let the neurotypicals hear us. Don't let the neurotypicals hear us talking about regression. I don't mind if we do. Or if you want to talk about symptoms. We can talk about symptoms as long as it's just us and the neurotypicals don't hear us. I think that's how I feel about it. Thank you for being here, Pardalo, and Happy New Year to you. And I do genuinely mean that, as well as the survival. We're going to go for the stretch goal of happy and content. And at some point, I want to pick your brains, and I want to visit the beautiful. I want to see the flaps, and I want to see all the happy things and the birds and stuff. Monday. I want to see all the super colourful nudibranchs. I'm going to hold down a job that pays the bills. Hey, I'm with you. Okay. I don't know how much I want to talk about that side of things because there's been a lot of unhappy in my life regarding finances and things. A lot of it makes sense under an autistic lens. I've also been really fortunate to work in software engineering at boom time, living next to British Aerospace and IBM. I did nothing with IBM, but they were there. And then, you know, Microsoft and Oracle and Siemens. I did work Siemens. So much. I just right place, right time, right thing. No financial sense whatsoever. Just doing stuff that made no sense. My entire cat interest has cost me so much money. All of that was done for free, like all of it, everything. The amount of times I've spent like working in catteries and things. You know? My brain is optimized for intense productivity and work on the things that I am into and nothing else. It's a challenge. I'm not gonna lie. It's a thing. I like Pianovelli's line on it, which is that if I didn't have this, then I would have been a problem for society to solve. And he was talking about his comedy career. Yeah, I'm totally with it. Yeah. I'm sure you mean helping cats be a major part of my life and I've contributed significant resources there too. I took 2 months off once to volunteer to trigger warning, a dead cats. Sorry, Emma, your present company accepted. There's no one behind me, is there? Good. Okay, just Hydra. Okay, cover your ears. To kind of go and pick up, you know, and return sort of deceased cats to their owners. And looking back now, I know my motivations and I understand things because it's clear looking back. It's not clear at the time. What the fuck was I doing? You could say that about YouTube. You guys have actually seen me do such a thing. YouTube is me doing the same thing. It's me just blowing off other things and doing the thing that's got my attention and my interest and just like really focusing on it. I'm unemployed and I can't seem to get a job to save my soul with 30 years of office experience. No, I understand. Works well under pressure, doesn't work otherwise. Which are theory, Claire. Yeah, that's what I mean. Most of my life has been like before you guys think, oh wow, the guy's has an amazing software career. He must be really wealthy. I've spent most of my time. I put my autism diagnostic appointment on a credit card. I still have student loans. Most of my career has been like barely getting by. So yeah, I've been super lucky. I've been super lucky. I can't explain it to you. Happy New Year, girls. Happy New Year, Snow Kitty. Which time zone are we in now? Oh, no. We've got like 15 minutes for the next zone. I think we're in the Atlantic Ocean right now. Yeah, I'm great in a crisis too. I've done so much stuff. That has been very ungainfully employed. I've done so much like voluntary stuff. My entire burnout video, watch my burnout video. There's 3 big things I've mentioned in there, and I show you in the video. They all cost me money, with one exception. The wind farm thing was paid for corporate. Corporate paid for it all. But I wasn't earning anything. They just paid for flights and hotels and all that shit. Full disclosure. But everything else I paid for. All my travel and all that stuff. And everything. What am I doing? I've done some weird shit because I can't figure out how to not do not weird shit. Strange Quasar. Yeah. I've done some weird shit because I can't figure out how to do not weird shit. Exactly. 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 I keep getting bored and starting new careers, which makes me feel older and older each time. No, I understand that too. I get it. I feel with YouTube that I have no skill. How do I explain it? My CV looks quite good and can, or at least until AI, I suppose. You know, it has been quite. I'm not saying I won most jobs I interviewed for. I didn't. My hit rate is quite low, but I applied for many interviews and did many of them. But I've got some cool names on my CV, and I'm at the top of the skill tree, I think, in that respect. And then moving to YouTube, some skills were transferable, but mostly not. And I feel like I've just started, like in Skyrim. It's the best example I can think of. In Skyrim, you've got those skill trees, which are like constellations, and you allocate your skill points into those trees. And I feel like I've just gone like from like, I don't know, stealth and sneaking about, or I don't know, I'm just picking one, right? This is one of the skill trees, all the way over to like, I don't know, speech. I think that's one of the ones as well. Doogie, I need you to rewind this stream. I reenacted the biscuit dipping for you, and I quoted you. I just need you to know that. Thank you very much for letting me know. In the Age of AI is a nightmare. Yeah, the whole thing is just an absolute fucking nightmare right now. And we don't know how things are going to go. Okay, so that's notwithstanding. That is a thing. It is an opportunity and a threat. I think it's more of a threat than an opportunity, but there is it. But I don't know. I'm going to make content about employment. If any of you didn't know that, I have been working quietly in the background on fleshing out some ideas for some videos on employment that don't exist on YouTube yet. Or do exist on YouTube, but they're more sort of just they're very general and aimed at neurotypicals. I'm thinking about doing an autistic one. And I know that I have a tech bias, a software bias, but I think I'm just going to have to work with that because it's part of, I can't not work with it. I think I'll try and not to make it all software-y, but I'll try. I'm not that out of date. But yeah, doing YouTube makes me feel uneasy because I don't know what I'm doing. Or I do know what I'm doing, and I know I'm doing the quote-unquote wrong thing for YouTube. But I'm not cut out for telling people what to think and doing dramas and making a video every week consistently. Is there such thing as a super masker? Yes. I made a video where it is science, but it's also my hot take. And I'm suggesting some tiers for masking. I'd put you, Tiff Knox, potentially in the chameleon tier. It was almost like a tier list of masking. It's worth a watch. It's from 2025. Which I think would probably help a lot of people in Silicon Valley. I think it would do, honestly. I think there's a lot of neurodivergent people in the industry. Like, no shit, right? It's stereotypical almost. I've done a lot of interviews. I've done a shitload of interviews. A lot of it still applies. There's so many tricks now. There's so many like fake job adverts and things, and then there's so much like weird culture as well. Comedian here as well, yeah. Brittany, Mike, by the way, doesn't the UK forgive loans after a certain amount of time? I don't know if I'll be alive by the time that happens. One of two things is going to happen. One of three things is going to happen. Either my YouTube channel suddenly gets loads and loads of views and there's tons of advertising income and that pays off my student loan. Okay? That could happen. Possible. The other option is, I mean, Claire knows where the YouTube money is. She'll point me in the right direction. The other option is that I can hear the chortling from over here. It's just the wind. No. The other option is I die, in which case that also goes. The debt doesn't move on to anyone else. And the other thing, the fake jobs is often done by other employment agents and companies. Yes, to scrape your data. So then they can go to other companies, and YouTuber always making it rain. My ABA video just had the demonetization lifted, which is just amazing. I can herd the cats by ringing a bell and going to get Polly because Polly can't hear the bell. The other option, which I forgot what it was yes, I'd live that long and then they do cancel it. But I think I have to be 65. Take care, Juju. I hope you've had a nice time. I hope your pillow is nice and cool. And you have a good sleep. Thanks for being here, by the way, and watching all my videos and commenting on them all. And like it really helps. You know, it's not just super encouraging to me, but it's like really helps with the algorithm and all that shit. Thank you. I couldn't ask for more. I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. I wouldn't be doing it if you and I weren't watching. Can we have a Catmageddon? I'm not going to ring the bell because Nina's asleep and she has work in the morning. So we can have right, there's no one behind me. I don't know why I'm perched on the edge of a seat. I'm giving myself this much. My bum hurts. So my student loan can get forgiven, but it's a long way off, like 20, 30 years kind of time. It's a long ass time before my student loan goes. So yeah, those are the three options. Either YouTube makes it rain and they get paid off. I'm dead, in which case they get cancelled, or it gets forgiven in a very long time. Meanwhile, I've paid them back off. It's just interest, isn't it? It's just interest, man. Contented Crow. Thank you. I hope you see how far things have come, because my early, let's say 100 videos were quite cringy. I stand by everything except my presentation style. My presentation style has been really bad. Like really awkward and cringy. But that's okay, but I still feel that way. Colo Bruger, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Yeah, you're welcome. Asti, no. You must be watching different videos. If you click any of the first 20, all of the sound is wrong. All of the color is wrong. All of the presentation is wrong. I'm explaining things badly. I stand by everything. I mean this. I stand by everything. I don't think what I'm saying is like wrong or whatever. I'll happily correct things. I will correct stuff if I make a mistake or whatever. I will make corrections. There's been no major mistakes on any of my videos. Just some minor well actuallys. There have been a few of those, and that's okay. I've done a couple of like pinned comments to fix stuff, or sometimes I fuck up. My ABA video. Do you know what? I got so desensitized that I left that poor young girl screaming in it without a trigger warning. I'm sorry about that. I was crying editing that, sorry, and putting that together. And it took me like 40 hours just to edit. And I was scrubbing back and forth, trying to get the flow right. And I think I just desensitized myself, honest to God. Yeah, I wish I could change it. I wish I could edit videos. I mean, Claire, don't you wish you could do that? Like afterwards, like go back in time and on YouTube. I mean, you can do some things you can actually cut. I'm not going to cut it out. I can. I do have the power to do that. You're allowed to do one cut. That's it. Like after you've done that, YouTube like goes, no, you've changed it enough. And I did not wish to cut that out. I did drop the volume of her blood-curdling screams. I felt it was important, but I should have given warnings and etc. I get it. I take that. It was the ABA video. It's about half an hour in, where I'm talking about the Judge Rottenberg Center and ABA and so on and so forth. It's not gratuitous, but it's if you re-upload, you lose the benefits. Yeah, actually, it's against the terms. It's against their guidelines to do that. Yeah. So it's bad. I think I should be able to re-upload with like I think you should be allowed to make like 0.5% edit to the file and still keep the same comments, still keep, you know what I mean? It's keep the same URL. You know, I think you should be allowed to do that. And YouTube can flag it as, hey, this has been changed, this bit. That's okay. I was crying, absolutely crying, just desiccated tears on my face making that. It's horrible. But then I'm scrubbing back and forth, guys. I'm like, I've got a scroll wheel and I'm like going, and I'm like, play. Most of that 40 hours is just listening to myself. Eventually you get desensitized to it, you know? I hope she's okay, by the way. I don't know about that person or what happened to them or whatever. Obviously, patient confidentiality and everything, but I hope her story took her to a good place, not... Yeah, that's true. Like, you can abuse the system, I suppose. I'm gonna have to get myself another cup of tea. There's only a tiny bit there, and I still need to finish this mince pie that I've had one tiny little nibble of. Zedbird, thank you so much for being here on this unexpected live stream. Yeah, so 2026, I think it's going to be, at least look, I can tell you with respect to this channel, I have that much within my control. My locus of control I have only a little bit of control, but I'm able to make some claims, and those claims are going to be, yeah, there'll be some political content. This is not my main focus. It is not my main goal. You can look forward to some employment type stuff too. There will be some content around that too. I've got some. I'm sitting on a great deal of interesting footage. I might put some polls up on Patreon and say, hey, which one of these do you want to see? We're talking things like Saber's adoption video. Hydra has an adoption video too, but it's not as fun as Saber's. In fact, most of the animals have adoption videos. I don't even know why I made them. Making videos has been something that I've done just because, not for things. Brittany Daniels, there will be. We're currently working on it and have been for a year actually. Collating. There's a channel called Late ID Resources, and that will turn into resources which will then be made public. I know other YouTubers have done something similar. Mom on the Spectrum has got a big autistic kind of resource guide. I know she's been working on Taylor at Mom on the Spectrum. Worth having a look at that. In the meantime, if anybody's in any sort of distress or whatnot, there is a link in the description of most of my videos, not this live. But if you go to any of my videos, click the description and scroll down, you'll see a link there, which will auto signpost you based on your IP. It will try and geolocate you. Hey, Ask the Truth, how's it going? There is a link there which will geolocate you to. It will give you resources. It's great, nice, easy website, beautifully put together. Mike's one scarf away from looking like Hefner. Look, you make one video about sex, and then all of a sudden, people lose their minds. People lose their minds. Yeah, some stuff is Patreon. There was a bonus video this month where I went on a walk, a nice Christmassy walk through town, and I'm narrating it. An interesting thing actually from that walk was coming across the lifeboats with all of the RNLI. They're all volunteers, by the way. They all volunteer to save lives at sea. They're an incredible organization, the RNLI. They're under fire because they've been picking up migrants so that they don't drown in the cold waters of the Channel, especially in the winter. And, so yeah, they're under a bit of, so certain political elements have been saying, don't donate to the RNLI because they're saving the wrong lives at sea. Gosh, the RNLI do good work. They haven't saved my life, but there is a possibility in the future that I could be lost at sea and need them. There have been times when I have been floating in the ocean, at least 10 times, where I've been like, is this my life now? Yeah. So yeah, the RNLI is close to my heart. I hope I don't need them. Thank you, Lissa. The Christmas walk was a nice change of pace. Tiff, definitely check out those resources. There's no shame in using any of them. Some of them are text helplines, and they can signpost people to resources and help in a nice, effective way. Because IP location, so that doesn't mean your house. It means your general area, your country, your state. You almost got lost at sea during that film shoot. That film shoot, I still have B-roll of it. When I dropped one of the Bellesa items, and this was before I filmed it indoors. I was so worried. It was a Tuesday. I was going to do a live stream. I had to leave a community post while I was at the seaside, just out of the water. I had a towel on, and I had to write on it, "There's not going to be a stream," and it's because I had to go back and get this flipping thing that the Canadians had sent me. I think they had a warehouse in the UK, to be honest, because they shipped it very fast. I'm like, how fast can you be? Because you got to get this to me like within the next couple of days. And they were like, yeah, we'll get it. And I'm like, you sure? I'm on an island. Are you sure you can get it here? And they're like, yeah. The following day, at the door, a very discreet box, like they promised. I don't know if they didn't promise, but I'm just like, oh, could you imagine that? Could you imagine if it was like internet adult toys written all over it or something? There was one moment actually. We had some people working on our windows, and I had everything laid out on the table as I was filming, and Nina's like, "You have to move that before these men come in," and I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, you're right," and I forgot. But yeah, anyway, so I lost one of the items in the sea. Look, if you want professional, go watch I'm Autistic Now What or something. Like, how does Meg know not to turn the damn thing on? It's right there in your hand, and there's an on button. Why would you not turn it on? That was the thing that YouTube didn't like, by the way. I got it out of them in the end because they turned it on. It was no. Nope. Mustn't turn it on. Okay, all right, fine. Okay. But anyway, yeah, I couldn't do any of the indoor filming. All of that indoor filming stuff, where I filmed it here, I filmed it on my desk. I made everything into a nice table, and I filmed it with a slider and the sprays and the light rig and everything, and I just filmed it in such high quality. I should have done that before going into the ocean. Yeah, I was just in such a rush, and like the tide only worked at the time I needed it. I had to go. I'm like, I'm going to unbox this by the sea. If anyone sees me walking into the sea with a vibrator around my weight belt, this is going to be hard to explain to people. I cannot live this down. If this gets out, I am not living it down. So as a consequence, the footage exists. It isn't on YouTube. Maybe it will go on Patreon. If you want to see it. Who am I to say no? Are you ready, kids? I can't hear you. Lives in a pineapple under the sea. Bob SquarePants. That's the best type. Put it on Patreon. Yeah, defo. Mike, you mentioned you had B-roll film of that movie shoot you took part in. Yeah. I showed it. I showed it when I banged my head. I showed it. If you didn't say SpongeBob SquarePants out loud, even like quietly out loud, know that there is a small amount of disappointment on my end of the screen. It is a core memory calling card. It should have triggered something in you. How could it not? Whenever I see a shipwreck, I have bloody two things. One, I have the bloody shiny song from Moana in my head. Tamatoa the crab. Or I have bloody Titanic. My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. These are the two tracks that play in my brain. I can't help it. I wish it was SpongeBob. I wish it was SpongeBob. Almost 5 hours to go. Oh, you guys are way west. You are so west. You're practically Gold Rush. I sang that to my crew every Sunday morning for 2 years straight, and they always sang it back. Amazing. Happy New Year at the applicable time. It is nice to be here for a bit. I have streamed for 3 hours and 25 minutes, so we'll probably do another 5 minutes, and then we'll call it. And then I'll eat my mince pie in peace with another cup of tea. I would like to point you all, I'm sorry for the self-promotion, but if there is a place and a time for self-promotion, it's here and it's now. At my last video, I uploaded a video a few hours ago. I don't know, it's not more than a few hours ago now, isn't it? It was like 6 hours or something. Yeah, something like that. I uploaded a video about 6 hours ago. It's worth a watch. It isn't terrible. There are a lot. I've got some content. Nina did go to bed 2.5 hours ago. This is why the No Cat Mageddon. It is unholy time right now. It is 3 a.m., which is about the time I normally probably go to bed, to be fair. I'm just like, I'm weirdly nocturnal. You need to upgrade your internal music server. Yeah, I know. No, I have other earworms. It's just those are the ones that play geofenced in the sea. I looked into YouTube to finish that video and then found the live. Okay, it's worth watching that video. It's not just not terrible. It's good. Yeah. It's not a terrible video. It's okay. I really wanted to get a video out before 2026 hit. You know what I mean? I just wanted to get that video out. I do want to mention something. That particular 3 a.m. Yeah, I used to go down. Do any of you do like diurnal type sleeping? So it's medieval style. So basically the idea is that you kind of maybe fall asleep at maybe like 8 or 9 p.m., whatever, maybe. And then you wake up at like 12 and then you stay awake for 4 hours or something. And then you go back to sleep again. Do you ever do like two smaller sleeps? I do sometimes. I actually feel quite rested doing that. I can't do it. It's antisocial sleeping, really. Multiphasic, yeah, or biphasic, yeah. But I tend to do like I tend to like if the world ran according to my rules, I'd be quite medieval about it. So I'd probably have like a long nap. Late afternoon, early evening, whatever. At least something maybe 9 p.m. or whatever. Stay up and then go sleep again. You know what I mean? I actually feel that would work for me. Actually, and in a healthy way. I think I'd be healthier, and I think having to work 9 till 5. Yes, 9 to 5 is not optimum. It's a hangover, but also we need 9 to 5. So look, working as a software engineer, you have to support 9 to 5. You also have to work out of hours, but you have to do 9 to 5 because 9 to 5 is when everyone else is working. The reason we have 9 to 5 is because 9 to 5 is when everyone else is working. It's when your suppliers and your customers are, you know? So that's why we have that 9-5 thing. Double or triple sleeps do better for me. Interesting. I do very well with a 2 to 3 hour midday nap and 4 to 5 to 6 hours at night. Yeah, that's not almost what I'm describing. Yeah. I stayed late because my friend is 5 hours behind, so we're on the phone and he gets home from work. Okay. 9 to 5 makes many people sick. I think 9 to 5 doesn't work for a lot of people. I love 2 sleeps. I've also rested. Yeah, I like 2 sleeps. It's hard to explain, but and maybe it is wrong and not optimum. I'm not trying to min-max everything in life, but like it kind of works. I'm old. Real software developers work at night when machines are not busy. Yeah, I know what you mean. You have to run your punch cards at 9 a.m. You can't code at night. Am I right? Am I wrong? Have I just unfortunately insulted you? Have I just aged you? The person who created the original SpongeBob cartoon for Nickelodeon died of ALS. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, sad. Oh, that is true, actually. Yes, I saw that in the news. That must be why I have SpongeBob on my mind. I think it was relatively. Yeah, Brittany Jones. I agree with you. I think it probably is about that time. Yeah. Indie Brains, you reckon Circadian Rhythms a tiny bit later? Maybe, possibly. I think I think some of the quote unquote artificial ways of living of modern life make certain ND traits, or fuck it, let's just say symptoms, more pronounced as a result. Yeah, I think shoehorning yourself into 9-5, which is necessary. I get that. It's just part of life. It's living. I'm just saying I think that's harder. I'm not saying it was better in the medieval times where there was no dental. There was no, do you know what I mean? No medicine, no pain relief. But, you know, I'm not saying like, oh, let's go back to medieval era. But I think their pace of life, I know everyone worked hard and died young. I get that. I'm just saying. I think there was a lot less. I think I would have hated it from a PDA perspective, but yeah, if I could do a sort of like a medieval kind of sleep pattern, that would work for me. And I don't mind being awake at night. Yeah, it's peaceful. Yeah, absolutely. I can do nighttime. I'll do the night shift. The night watchman is fine. I can do that. Asthea, yeah. 2 till 4 is the best time, yeah. There's nothing going on. Even the animals are at peace, generally. Emma, I'm watching you. Even, like, Hydra, look at her. The demands are lower. So that's kind of why I think I'm in this pattern. Actually, I don't think I'm an anything person, but what I hate is times for things. And transitions are difficult. This is why my live streams are so long or whatever, and why I think I can do well on YouTube, as in like it works for my brain. But I just do like long sessions of Anna Ferret doesn't stop. No, not Anna Ferret. Anna Ferret is the exception. I hope she calms down sometime. Like her sister, Tosca. She's just a cuddle monster. She's just on the bed, cuddle. She loves Nina. I hate to say it, but I'm second best. I'm second human. Nina is the first slave. I'm the second. I am the metaphorical snail at the nativity play to Tosca. I exist. She will happily come sit with me, but she loves Nina very much. She is Nina's cat, which is weird because Anna Ferret has chosen me. It's bizarre. It's strange. And I'm so glad that I haven't been chosen by all of the cats or whatever, because, you know, and I'd feel really insecure if they chose Nina and not me. Like, none of them. Like, I'd be so insecure. Nina did do a thing, by the way. When Hydra came, Nina literally just kept away from Hydra for a week. I didn't realize that's what she was doing, but she was. She was trying to get Hydra to kind of bond with me. You're the Torty chosen one. I'm one of the Torty chosen ones. Nina's the other one. We have a Torty each. But Ferret is not that peaceful for cuddling. Like, she will cuddle you at night. But you know, she is a bit 3 a.m. zoomy type of thing, which is fine because I'm not in bed at 3 a.m. Well, sometimes, but not, you know. Cassidy more than sloths. Anna Ferret is different. Yeah. Anna Ferret is possibly a bit damaged. Emma is sitting up, sleeping. Emma is here. She actually has eyes shut. Emma. Am I keeping you up? Do you want to sleep? Am I keeping you up? Oh, she's doing a big yawn. Okay, Emma is sitting up like a porcelain cat, you know. She had her eyes shut. She's just like this. With a tail right around. Like something from the Aristocats. She's just a cat model. A taxidermy, if you will. On that note, let me see. Okay, I'm getting confused. The live has been running for 3 hours, 35 minutes. It is now 3 a.m. 21, and I'm getting confused between the 35 minutes and the 21 minutes because I'm like, oh, I'll run to past. But it's now 35 minutes past. But it isn't, because it's actually only 21 minutes past in real life. I'm just looking at the time of the stream. Casey, good to see you. I like to imagine if I'd lived in the way past, I'd have been a lookout overnight. Yeah, me too. I think I'd probably... I guess being a monk type of thing would probably have worked for me, I suppose. Maybe. Like, I know you guys think I won't shut up, but that's true now. It isn't true in the past. I think I probably would have been okay. The lighthouse person. That's still a role, by the way. A lot of lighthouses are automated, but some are not. Some still need keepers. You could do that. It is still a thing. Yeah. It's still a thing. You've been called a hermit. I want to run a poll and see how many people have been called a hermit, because I reckon it's quite a few of us. And I don't think that's got anything to do with the introversion extroversion thing. I used to be trapped away from words. Interesting way to put it, Quasar. All your lighthouses are decommissioned? You must have something. We have lighthouses around the Isle of Man, lots of them actually. I could bore you. They've got different rotation frequencies and colours, and they mean different things. And you can actually triangulate your position by looking at the lighthouses from the water. Interestingly, some of our lighthouses are actually like super famous and beautiful and old, like something from a fairy tale. But most of them are like modern things. They're just modern automated. Nope. That's mine. Oh, Emma. Fresnel lenses, yes. I know that's a thing. Sure. Okay, so the lighthouses, I forget who the architect is, but it's a famous one. We have famous architects lighthouses that are like super famous, like Victorian lighthouses. Like they're quite girthy lighthouses. I don't know if that's the right term to use. Okay, Mike, it's late. You're a bit tired. Actually, I'm quite alert this time of night. That is the wrong term to use for a lighthouse. They are phallic, obviously, but they have beautiful. You can find the name. Sorry, I don't know. It's a famous. Yes, he did a lot of UK ones and the Isle of Man. Yeah, it's one of those ones. It's a famous oldie-woldy lighthouse designer. Google it. Someone just Google it. It's mine, Emma. No. I want to reuse the cup, so I don't want you sticking your face in it and snotting in my cup. Thank you. I find it funny that there was a time that aristocrats, rich people, employ people to be their resident sage hermit to stay in a shack in their yard. But effectively, yeah, that works. Brunel. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, I'm now showing you how shit my knowledge is. My knowledge of the lighthouses is more where they are and what colour they are and whether they flash once, flash twice, etc., etc. Just for charting around the coast of the Isle of Man for dive planning. That's it. But I know we have fancy ones. But yeah, a lot of our lighthouses are they're kind of boring and modern and fully automated. Yeah. But we have fancy ones. Like, hang on. Right, because this is recording and this is live and I can't edit it. Lighthouses, Isle of Man. All right, I'm going to find out who they are, right? Okay. All right, I found the lighthouses. That's not the ones I'm looking at. Yeah, this is the one I'm looking at. We have some posh lighthouses. Right, we have a Charles Stevenson. We have a Thomas Stevenson and David Stevenson. And we also have the Calf of Man lighthouses. which are the super famous ones. Hang on. I'll get here in a second. Okay, here they are. I have pictures of them. Okay, hang on. Wait. Okay, can you Google calf of man? Calf as in like a cow calf, of man as in man. Lighthouses. Look up calf of man lighthouses, and you'll see them. I'm trying to find out who built them. Okay, yeah, yada. Text, pictures. I'm not reading all of this. Okay. They are super famous lighthouses. They're like super weird and oldie and stuff. And there's obviously new ones. Not the new ones, there's old ones. We've got loads of different types of lighthouses now, the man. All like conventional looking ones and, you know, white and red ones and all this sort of shit. But like the ones on the Calf of Man are like super oldie world, whatever. All the stupid Jibbers, welcome. Yeah, they've got different flash frequencies. Yes, indeedy, and different angles as well. I can tell you about those. We can get the maps out. But yeah. Is that the chap that designed the lighthouses built on a rock in the North Sea? They constructed during a certain season. Oh, that's another thing entirely. We have a place called Chicken Rock, and that lighthouse is fully automated. And it could only... Yeah, the history to that is fascinating too. And the sea currents are something else. In fact, it has the biggest tidal range in the world. Actually, the second biggest tidal range is in Canada, weirdly. I don't fully understand why, but it just is. And the amount of tidal movement, the amount of water volume, because it's the Atlantic Ocean effectively being funneled up towards the Arctic, and it gets squeezed between Ireland and England, and it creates this really fast flowing channel of water, which is horrific, honestly, and deep. Snow Kitty, good night. I'm also leaving. I'm gonna give it like 2 minutes. I'm also doing the same as you. I'm gonna take a little while to unwind it also. Same thing. The Chicken Rock Lighthouse, yeah. The sea currents there are horrific, but incredibly beautiful. In fact, because there's so much current and so much plankton and food and detritus and all that sort of stuff, the marine wildlife there is beautiful. The rocks of the cliffs underwater are just covered in the most beautiful anemones of all types. It's so beautiful. Like nothing I've ever seen. It's alien and beautiful. On that note, I plan to revisit this year. We shall, I've got to have some, there's going to be some all good plans. I had plans last year, but things are slightly different now. Okay. How do people apply for lighthouse jobs? Literally Google it. They're often advertised in newspapers. But yes, you can. You can apply for such things. Oh, Mike does sleep. Miss Pat, I have photos and video to show you, so we can do it. I try not to info dump too much about my passions online, because I don't want to bore people. I'm conscious of boring people, but there are some beautiful anemones, and I've even have a book I can show you. I've got video, but another time, only because Mike is now tired. Mike is now about to be broken, and Mike needs to stop. So thank you all very much for tuning in to the first live stream of 2026. The next one will be in about 5 days on Tuesday, but there are other videos to come as well. So there are many videos. Some will be shorter. They're not all going to be huge. Today's video was not meant to be a long one. And I'll put chapter markers in at some point. But all the resources are there, all the sources. I try to put the references in. I have to copy and paste them from my notes, from my Notion. From the scrambled mess that they are in my Notion, and order them and make them neat. No plan of SOS first concept reality. I try. I've succeeded in modest things. I don't know what MUA is, but Doogie, thank you very much for your help earlier. I needed the B-roll. Get that video out on time. So thank you so much. I will see you all soon. Happy New Year, no matter where you are in the world. Enjoy. I think it's a bank holiday, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of technically a day off, sort of. And not for everyone, obviously. Life goes on, but... Oh yeah, I forgot. There we go. I knew something was missing. Right. I'll do that. I'll do this Happy New Year thing. Here we go. That's better. Look at the graffiti cat in the sequins. Yeah. I'm going to quickly grab a drink. I'll be back to say goodbye in a second. Yeah, Mike does sleep, but you can see how Mike can get burnt out, can't you? You see how it happens. Okay, let me see if I can bring that in. Hang on. Oh, no. Hang on, wait. I know what I'm doing now. Oh, this is so good. Look what I can do. I can do like this sort of thing. Look at that. Okay, I know that's not the right date, but whatever. There we go. We have Hydra over here, and then the Polly, and then this is the graffiti cat. Your grapes. I've got this. I've got juice and vitamins, Blue Bolt, guava, lime, apple, coconut water, blue spirulina. It's actually nicer than it sounds. And it looks kind of wild. Autistic Jenny, you did. Hello. Welcome. Bye. See you all later. See you all around YouTube, on the Discord, etc. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for being here.